Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Vic's Kickback. Episode 5. We got 5 of them things. You know what I mean? Let me throw in the music for the homie. You know what I'm saying? Where the music at? That's it. Yep, let me turn it down a little bit. All right. Yeah, yeah. Episode 5. We up in the building. You know
Yo,
what I'm
yo,
saying?
yo.
Vic, man, what you got on the docket for us today, bro? And we also
What's
got our sister
going
Deja
on?
up in the building. You know what I mean? Our great, you know what I mean? Sister artist. You know what I mean? Just wonderful person. You know what I mean? We all are wonderful people, but I definitely had to give her a shout out. But yeah, y'all, what's on the docket today? Let's get it, y'all.
Yeah, short story. Almost lost my audio, pimping. So, short story. We're gonna be talking about vetting. It seems like every time I look up, somebody on YouTube is talking about what men require, what women require, what relationships require, why things work, why things don't work. And we're going to have a brief discussion about the initial process of how people make the discernment between who is a good candidate and who is a poor candidate and not worth the time to date, or how did they used to say it? Court. Yeah, all of those things
Yeah, that's
that
the
we
old school
do.
term court. Yep.
Right. So all those things that we do in
Court.
preparation for a relationship, I want to know how far off base are we, and what do we need to add, and what do we need to let go. So this is going to be a study on vetting. So with that said, I got a few clips. We're going to be going through several clips, but we're not going to actually sit down and talk about each one in particular. We're going to watch a few and then talk about a few. So what I am going to do is I'm going to share my screen. I'm already sharing that. Yeah, we in there. All right. So can you kill the music?
Yes, sir. I got you. Let me pause it. Okay, got you.
All right.
Fair use, everybody. Fair use, fair use. Let me throw up that fair use banner for you. Boom, boom.
This woman ate 48 oysters and her date decided to ditch her with the bill. You heard that right. She ordered 4 full platters of oysters and ate every single one by herself. But that was just the appetizer, because right after slurping down 48 oysters, she grabbed the menu and ordered her dinner. But while she was enjoying her food, her date excused himself, saying he needed to go to the bathroom. After waiting for over half an hour, she realized he wasn't returning. Her name is Aquana, a fashion TikToker who has a knack for seafood, especially oysters. She makes videos of herself trying out different seafood restaurants, so she was absolutely delighted when she heard where her date was taking her. The restaurant has a weekly special called Oyster Tuesday, where they sell a dozen oysters for only $15. Aquana decided to get 4 plates and take advantage of the deal, but it seems that her date was not impressed, because once he saw her ordering even more food, he decided to excuse himself and leave her with the entire bill.
Oh my God, I want a rich nigga.
Bitch, yeah, bro. It's so sad because goddamn a rich nigga that date a broke bitch, but a broke bitch only want a rich nigga. They don't want no broke nigga. That shit stupid as fuck. You broke ass hoes need to get y'all mental together.
You hoe really be lazy.
Females got 50 sets of things that they want in a relationship with the man. 50.
Correct.
Men only need 4. And we don't even need 4. We gonna be satisfied if you just do one of them 4.
What is
Right.
it? What's the
Men just want respect,
Okay.
to be heard, sex, and just to be there, loyalty. That's all we want.
No food.
That's
be there.
that's respect.
Okay.
And let's be there. Shit, you there.
But even if you don't even complete, female don't even complete one of those, they gonna be like, okay, I can vary with that shit. That's cool. Well worth though. I ain't even tripping on that shit.
I
But
agree with
listen,
that.
females, 50. Even if a nigga get 40 of them correct, we doing 40 of those 50. Y'all letting the 10 that we don't do overpower the 40. So now you gonna leave me off the other 10 that I don't do for another nigga who's doing that 10 but don't do the other 40.
I told you I was gonna do a part 2.
So that's where we at. All right. We got a situation where a man takes a woman on a date. It looks like she's taking advantage of him, whether that was true or not, but it appeared that way. And he completely just decided that if she's going to take it off of the hinges like that, hey, I'm going to just excuse myself and let her deal with the aftermath. Then you have a guy talking about the contradiction of broke women wanting rich men and thinking that they have a leg to stand on when it comes to that level of decision making, as if they can pick their shot, if you will. And the last one, the young man was actually talking about how short his list was of criteria and the things he required, and he felt like respect covered so many that, you know, the other things that he was willing to compromise on, that he would short himself for. But I think the point that he was making was that the typical woman these days, their list is so long that if you try to check all the boxes, if you come up short, you're still probably going to be passed over. So I think his point was that maybe that it's a little unrealistic how in depth the vetting of some women are. Now, I think everybody on the male and female side kind of has different criteria, but that we're never speaking in the terms of all. So I don't want to have a conversation, well, all women don't do that or all men don't do that. The majority of this conversation will be based on men vetting, but we're talking about everyone. So it's not just men, but the majority of the content or the clips that we use will be from a man's perspective. But women are welcome to this conversation, and we got our beautiful sister Daisha here, who's going to give us a more balanced perspective. You know how me and Bess get down. You know, we get a little out of control, so we got to have some balance here. So we got a well qualified young lady to help us keep that balance. So what do you guys think about that clip?
It was like Blue Ivy when she was like, you know what I'm talking about?
Now say it again.
I said I'm gonna be like Blue Ivy when she was telling her parents to calm down. Like,
shout out to Blue.
Let me give a quick pause for the cause real quick, y'all.
Yeah,
and I'm glad that Daisha is here to calm us down. Okay, all right, to keep our masculine energy in a positive way. So look to my man Von Eric, our music curator. Von, what's good, man? You know what I mean? We also have Sankofa Smooth. They said he was first up in here. Okay, let it be known you was first. All right, I like that. Much love, family. All right, peace to my twin Quana. What up, Quana? What's good? What's good? You know what I mean? Stan Joseph, what's going on? Good morning to you, Stan. All right, we know it's your morning time. You know what I mean? Definitely. One ever giving blessings. He said, good rule to have, Vic. Okay. Salute to also Kaya Storm of Motherhood Sex Marijuana. Salute, sis. Man, y'all had some bomb content today with you, Savagely Humble, and Ruby Dog. Man, I definitely was checking y'all out. I gave y'all, you know what I mean, some love, you know what I mean, over there. So, yeah, man, shout out to my family over there, for real. Motherhood Sex Marijuana. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, all right? You know what I mean? She said, hey, Vaughn, long time no see. She giving a big up to Stan. All right, twin, let it be known who, you know what I mean, giving everybody a shout out. But yeah, and also, as you all know, the link is pinned in all of the chats across the network, okay? and every single chat across the network. The link is pinned if you want to join. You know what I mean? Yeah, I am ready to turn up, Twin. I am. You know what I mean? You know what it is. I'm always ready to turn up. In a good way. In a good way, okay? In a gentleman way, all right? You know what I mean? I might troll a little bit tonight. I might. Maybe a little bit. Depending on my mood. You know what I mean? I'm guessing that's Ruby Doll. You know what I mean? Ruby, what's up? What's up, Ruby? We gonna remain calm. We gonna remain calm, Deja, I promise. You know what I mean? But yeah. Man, shout out to everybody for checking in, man. I appreciate y'all for real. Vic, go ahead, man. You know what I mean? Let's get it.
Yeah, so I mean, we're just gonna have until we get more guests on the panel. While it's just us, we're just gonna have an open discussion. Ain't no particular order. What did y'all think about those 3 clips I played initially? You should comment on any one of them.
Ladies first.
I was actually gonna say you go ahead first. I'm still gathering my thoughts.
So you best?
I think it's interesting, like how people all view different expectations when it comes to when they meet up or when they go on a date, right? And how some people feel like some things are offensive and some people feel like they're just normal, right? That's just to order that food, and she thought he was gonna stick around. He was like, "Oh no, I'm up out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't waiting for the order, nothing else. He didn't know what she was gonna order. He didn't care about what she was gonna order. He just knew that he wasn't paying for it, right?
That's
you know what I mean? And the other clip with the younger brother saying what men want. I think sometimes we get so locked in. Oh yeah, it's definitely Aries season, Twin. You already know. You know what I mean? We about to get turned for real. Smitty say gonna be up in a second. Okay, Smitty. Salute them 3 as well, right? So the young brother sharing that, I'm gonna say this, right? He's speaking from and I'm not trying to knock his age, right? But I think he's speaking from a younger brother's perspective, right? Because the older you get, the more you realize that men and women, we want the same thing. We just communicate it differently. Women want respect. Women want love. They want to be appreciated. They want all that. They just communicate it differently. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, because we have testosterone, they have estrogen, right? They're going to express it differently than us sometimes. And that's okay. And we're going to express it differently from them. And that's okay. You know what I mean? We're not always going to be on the same accord on how we express it. You know what I mean? The only thing that matters is that we're communicating in a healthy manner. You know what I'm saying? And that's all that matters. You know what I mean? Now, when it get unhealthy and somebody trying to throw something at somebody cursing somebody out and all that, yeah, now we got a problem. Now we got an issue. You know what I mean? Yeah, Quantum, you know I know Quantum. You know I be knowing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all it is. We all desire the same thing. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's really what it is.
What you got to say, Miss Lady?
Okay. So,
Heina?
ladies, we need to do better. We need to do better. If that's what we're going around doing, we need to do better. First of all, this is just coming from me. This is outside looking in because I don't do this. I don't understand why. Okay, some women out here say that it's a provider idea, right? That they want to feel like they can get provided for, that they'll always be comfortable and all of that, right? Okay. But where's the line between taking advantage of somebody and trying to achieve your quote unquote goal, right? Because for instance, I prefer a man who knows how to lead. I want a man who can lead because I'm a leader. And I can provide basically what I'm asking for. But hold on. So can you help me? Because I lost my train of thought again.
Remember.
What is it? Remember. Okay.
Remember.
Oh yeah. So we need to do better. I have my goals, right? But I'm not going to say like, oh, my leader needs to make 6 figures and all this other stuff. No, I'm going to go based on characteristics. How does he talk to people? I always say this. How does he talk to people? How does he treat people? What kinds of things does he talk about? That's what's important to me. But you're just sitting here trying to see if he has enough money to pay for your lifestyle. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. Because, and then we want to go around with all due respect, and I'm not shitting on Black women. I am a Black woman. I'm just saying for the women who do these kinds of things, I don't understand it personally. I feel like we need to, when we're vetting, hold on. The ladies are holding it steady. It's the ones that ain't right that need to do better. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not all of us. It's just those who, you know, are doing these things. We need to do better. Yeah, I just feel like we're focused too much on the superficial. I want someone, like I said, to lead me and everything, but I don't want money to be a factor. I'm sorry, I'm rambling, I'm losing my train of thought, but it's coming together, I swear. I swear, there's a point.
Do you, Mama? You got it.
There's a point. But yeah, I just don't. So to that extent, I guess it's both of the videos. To that extent, we need our values and morals and what we're actually vetting to be a little better. Because someone, say he paid for all of that shit, right? Paid for all that stuff, and he actually turns out to be an asshole. Like, just because he had the money to do it, are you still gonna, like, what is actually your criteria? And then what if he's just a good ass person, but because he would pay for your greedy ass, now all of a sudden he ain't shit? Like, I just don't understand. Make it make sense, Jesus. So
hey, look, I'm gonna give this sister like just one straw to stand on. What the guy said from the news or whoever was reporting this, I don't know how it made the news, but the whole thing is what he said is the young lady does that as a craft. She's already into that. That's what she do on a regular. She came on a special night. She had that in her mind. That's how she do. So if I'm the type of guy, right, if I go out and I have 3 drinks and that's my routine, just because you here, I'm not gonna not. So I'm gonna give her a leg to stand on. Maybe that's how she move regular and she don't see the problem.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. Here's why. Because if I'm going somewhere, okay, if I go out with a friend, I say I forget my wallet. My friend goes, oh no, I'll pay for you. Don't worry about it. You think I'm gonna sit here and get the steak and lobster? No, I'm going to respect that friend. I'm going to respect the friend's money. And I'm going to say, you know what? I'm not going to get I'm going to get something I like, but I'm not going to go overboard. So yeah, if she really wanted the oysters, she could do a reel with 1 plate of oysters. 12 is enough. Like, that's not toning yourself down. That's just being respectful and mindful of somebody else's hard work. Like, if I'm here on a date with you, it's because I like you, which means I care about you, which means I should have respect for you and what you do.
True.
But if I'm sitting here really just taking advantage from my social media just because it's something I do, should I be in a relationship? Because that's selfish as fuck. That's just my opinion.
Yo, peace to the brother Smitty. Appreciate you coming through, good brother.
That's a fact, sister. That is a whole fact.
Did you have an opportunity to see the clips we played, or should I run it back? I got you. I'm gonna run it back for those who just trickling in. Please make sure you take a second and hit that like button. That's your only tuition. We don't ask for nothing. Just hit that button and make sure you share it out, because we talk about nothing but the real over here on these parts. So let's go ahead and share this screen.
Fair use is always fair use.
Fair use. And what we're gonna do, run this guy back.
Oh my God.
This woman ate 48 oysters and her date decided to ditch her with the bill. You heard that right. She ordered 4 full platters of oysters and ate every single one by herself. But that was just the appetizer, because right after slurping down 48 oysters, she grabbed the menu and ordered her dinner. But while she was enjoying her food, her date excused himself, saying he needed to go to the bathroom. After waiting for over half an hour, she realized he wasn't returning. Her name is Aquana, a fashion TikToker who has a knack for seafood, especially oysters. She makes videos of herself trying out different seafood restaurants, so she was absolutely delighted when she heard where her date was taking her. The restaurant has a weekly special called Oyster Tuesday, where they sell a dozen oysters for only $15. Iquana decided to get 4 plates and take advantage of the deal, but it seems that her date was not impressed, because once he saw her ordering even more food, he decided to excuse himself and leave her with the entire bill.
Oh my God, I want a rich nigga.
Bitch, yeah, bro. It's so sad because goddamn a rich nigga that date a broke bitch, but a broke bitch only want a rich nigga. They don't want no broke nigga. That shit stupid as fuck. You broke ass hoes need to get y'all mental together.
You hoe really be lazy.
Females got 50 sets of things that they want in a relationship with the man. 50.
Correct.
Men only need 4. And we don't even need 4. We gonna be satisfied if you just do one of them 4.
What is
Right.
it? What's the
Men just want respect,
Okay.
to be heard, sex, and just to be there, loyalty. That's all we want.
No food.
That's
be there.
That's respect.
Okay.
And that's be there. Shit, you it up.
But even if you don't even complete, if a female don't even complete one of those, they gonna be like, okay, I can vary with that shit. That's cool. We're well worth through. I ain't even tripping on that shit. But listen, females, 50. Even if a nigga get 40 of them correct, we doing 40 of those 50. Y'all let the 10 that we don't do overpower the 40. So now you gonna leave me off the other 10 that I don't do for another nigga who's doing that 10 but don't do the other 40.
I thought y'all was gonna do a part 2 because.
So did you peep that? Like you got a guy who's checking 40 out of 50 boxes, but the woman leaves him for the 10 that he don't do. Oh, he leave his socks on the floor. Oh, he talked too much in conversation. Whatever the case may be with those other 10s are. To go get somebody who pick up his socks, who blah blah blah, who fits the other 10, but he's missing shit too. So what's the point? Smitty, the floor is yours, my brother.
The times I've been through that, salute to the panel. All right, always good to see everybody. Times I've been through that, when I dealt with that type of bullshit with women, it was because I didn't make sure that I made things very, very clear. You know, I have this little quote that just popped in my head one day. Lines are crossed when lines aren't drawn. Period. Okay? The fact is that this is why I say it's real important, bro. Get all that, like, the tough conversations out the way. When I say ask those tough questions, I mean that shit. Like, what's your patience level like?
Ooh.
Ask her. What's the pettiest thing you ever left a nigga for?
Ooh.
What was it like in your head? If you had to look back on it, what was the dumbest reason you broke up with a guy? Hear what that answer is. That could possibly save you a lot. When it comes to what Shorty was doing in that restaurant, look, there's a difference between a woman wanting a man who can provide, can lead, as Daisha was speaking of, right? There's a difference between that and just being a user.
Exactly.
Just being a moocher. You know, I know homeboys I don't hang out with like that, because I know when we go out, they expecting me to buy their drink at the bar, or they expecting me to fork up the whole tab for the Lyft ride if we need, or whatever it might be. I know if I go out with this nigga right here, this particular homie, I already know if I'm taking this nigga, I gotta pay for 2. So I either make that decision to keep hanging out with homie or not. Me, you know, I usually separate myself, and it's simply because, you know, as adults and parents out here nowadays with mortgages and real bills and shit, you know, we don't have the time to be trying to fork up the tab for grown-ass people all the time. Although a lot of us have no problems with being courteous and hosting and being generous at times. I love to do that. I love to treat. I love to be like, nah, I got it, it's on me. I love that shit. But I damn sure also recognize when somebody just expects you to do that shit. And that's where it not becomes cool. So when it comes to, like, you know, how she was operating and moving, like, honestly, Yeah, she was wrong for what she did. But I also would add, if my homie came back and told me that story, I shit you not, I'm gonna let him get his issue off, let him get his piece out, right? As soon as he done, I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, you ain't never talked to her about such and such. Hey, dog, before you met up with her, like, how long you been talking to Shorty? How long you been talking to her and everything else? Like, I'm not gonna sit there and just be like, damn, dog, that was fucked up. Although it is. Oh, it really is. Like, that's just dirty. But how did you get there, dog? Wasn't no gun to your head. I know for a fact you weren't taken hostage by the cartel and it was like, you're going to have dinner with Mamita. No. None of that shit happened. What happened was you did not make sure that you, honestly, as we would tell women all the time, vet properly, my G. You should have peeped the MO. Look at her Instagram. Look at, bro, I'm serious. I mean, from how a woman be dressing on a regular, how her social media looks, you can tell if that's a female that needs a bunch of shit all the time. It's not hard to tell the earthy down to earth, a little more low. It's so a lot of times, I'm talking about even when they get nice. Even when they get dressed up nice and have some cute ass pictures with their girlfriends doing a little, doing a little peace thing they do, little kissy face and all that shit, leg poked out. Yeah, that shit. Yeah, there you go. She hitting it. So, I mean, even when they hit that, right? I mean, I'm telling you, you got some like dope ass chicks out here that do have some nice pictures, but I'm telling you, it's something about what's around them. You can tell by how they go about things. What was the criteria before you even got with her? They said that she is a fashion influencer or something like that, whatever the fuck, I don't know, something. So she has this social media shit going. She does her own thing. All right, she's a sister with hips and she likes seafood. What the fuck did you expect? Did you not think you wasn't going to come out the pocket with that lobster tail price, my G? See, I'm the type of person, I have talks. Fuck all that.
I ain't taking nobody to no seafood,
so
nothing. In my pocket.
Let me and Daisha, we're out on a date, hypothetically speaking, on the first date. We pull up, we in front of that spot. I shit you not. I don't give a fuck how it sounds. I'm going to look over at her before we get out the car as we undoing our seatbelt, got the little night light on in the car, you making sure you got everything and shit, checking your little glove box and shit. I'm gonna look over to her and I'm gonna say, 85. 85 what? That's your limit. I got you. Anything else, that's on you. 85. I got 85 too, so that's about 100. Whatever. I'm talking about on some regular shit. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it may be. Whatever that number is. I'm gonna tell you what your limit is. I do that with my homies when we go out, anything. If me and my homies go out or whatever, get something to eat. Yeah, bro, I'm getting ready to go inside this little sub shop, get something to eat. Hey, bro, I got you on 10. That means whatever you want order, I got you, dog, as long as you don't exceed $10. There will be no confusion when we up there at the register. There will be no looking back like, oh, nah. None of that. None of that's going down because it was already talked about before we got out the car. And these are the things people don't like to fucking do because they're so scared they're going to hurt someone's feelings. Fuck your feelings. I'm about my pockets. I got bills to pay. I got a child. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
All right. You mind if I say something?
Hey, hold on.
After Vic?
I got you.
Okay.
So peace. That M3 talking?
Yeah, that's me. What's up, everyone?
What's up now? Peace to M3. You know what I mean? This is one of the leaders of the channel. Hey, peace to you, brother. We just watched 3 clips.
3 to done.
Back to back. And, tell me you saw at least one of them.
No, I only saw like the recent one, which that's why I was enticed to come up.
Okay, which one did you see? Talk about anyone you want to.
It was the one where she was buying I think what was it? Started with 45 or 40 oysters, and then she kept on buying more.
The one I just talked about.
Yeah, that's what Smitty talking about. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. And the funny thing was I was gonna say my opinion was something similar to Smitty's, but he pretty much covered a lot. So I'm just gonna pretty much piggyback off of it. I know man, it's really hard out there, man. I guess for people who are still like in the pursuit of dating, who wants to be in these relationships, and you're running into like horrible people. I'm trying my best not to like just categorize it as like, oh, this is like a woman's thing, but this is like more of like a character thing when people are not like, you know, trained to like accept a no, or people have not really encountered a person like, you know, like how Smitty says, like you have a limit. That was like one of the biggest things that I was gonna say too. Like if you're taking someone, if you choose to take someone out on a date, yeah, like you gotta have that type of communication. And honestly, man, like I feel like, okay, even though the guy like walked away afterwards, and you know, whether he posted social media or not, whatever, he walked away. I feel like he still like did it like in a passive type of mood. You know, I'm sorry, passive mode. I meant, not mood. And a lot of us, man, like a lot of guys, man, we gotta stop learning how to like stop being so passive, like when it comes to like women or when it comes to people.
What'd you say, Smitty?
No, I was on the sub. Take the video down. Put the screen back on regular.
I got you, yeah. Hey, so
Yeah.
the question I got for you, M3, is what would you have done differently?
Well, one, I'm a cheapskate, so like I won't even take them out on these dinner dates, but I would strictly like have a set limit for like lunch and maybe $20 to $50 depending on who you are. Like here's the thing, if I was in that situation, okay, let's say before social media, like the Instagram and TikTok and all these other things that you just easily look up for their profiles, you know, I gotta get to know you first. Like I gotta be comfortable enough to even want to like actually take you out. Most of my personal experiences, like naturally, I just took people out to like lunch. You know what I mean? Or the other way around. You know, most of them took me out or whatever, and I will kindly accept it. But
no, ain't nothing wrong with that. I had quite a few women treat me, my nigga. If she really into you, they want to do shit like that for you, dog.
I treat my guys all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we on the.
I'm not. Get out.
My lady got our first date.
That's why they love me.
Our first date, my lady, she treated me to the Japanese steakhouse. I didn't pay a dime. She did that.
Or there'll be times like you'll do the dinner
Okay.
and I'm like, let's get drinks. I got it.
That was your first date, Smitty?
Hold on, family. Hold on.
First date, she took me to the hibachi.
Gotta give a shout out.
First
Gotta give
date.
a shout out to
Yes.
Chicago
Gotta give
Rilla.
a shout out to a YouTube legend. Yeah, gotta give a shout out to a YouTube legend, Chicago Rilla. Rilla, what's good, dog? Come through if you able
What's
to come
really
through.
good?
You know what time it is. Salute.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hold on. I gotta put like a little plug in too, though, right? I gotta say happy birthday. Well, at least happy Mr. Best birthday. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we're gonna be celebrating all week, every week. We might celebrate the month of April, man. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it comes to my mind, I'm gonna keep on shouting you out, bro. So happy birthday, bro.
Hell
And
yeah.
I think Quantum's birthday is on
Bro, love you, dog.
somewhere in April too. Man, love you as well, bro. You know.
Same day. She the same day. She the same day. She on the same day.
Yeah. The birthday twin though, but you know, I'm not gonna disclose nobody's birthday date, but you know what I mean. Anyways, going back to like, you know, what I was talking about. Yeah, I'm a little old school, and I feel like some of the people that I've been around, which I am definitely grateful for, like, you know, as far as like how women used to be like growing up, especially in my college days. I remember, and this is before my wife, of course, but I remember it was two women that approached me and another friend of mine, right? Shout out to K-Rock. And we was in Laney College, and they asked us, like, you know, out on a date. They was like, hey, I'm hungry, like, you know, you want to go somewhere and we'll treat you guys. We was looking at each other like, oh, okay. All I had to do was just drive to like one of their favorite spots, and we had some nice Chinese food, and it was just simple. We didn't ask for much. And the same thing, vice versa. I'll take some of these girls out or whatever, right? And I probably won't spend no more than like maybe $20 or $25. And they was appreciative, which made me, you know, want to give even more. But the problem is I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't know what happened of what's going on in this new generation, and maybe it's probably because of social media, or probably we just have a new breed of messed up people. But we're experiencing more users, excuse me, more now than ever, and now everyone's being guarded up, or people are not really speaking up about it, and so they're moving and operating in a passive type of way. My only thing is that, like, okay, for any person, period, if you feel like you're being used, let's just say you didn't do the communication, you wasn't proactive. Now you have to be in reactive mode. You need to be the person that speak up and be like, yo, man, like, this is your limit. You know what I mean? Like I'm taking you out, you know what I mean? But I'm not about to have you make me go broke now.
Yeah, that's
and a lot of these men.
That's what Smitty was getting at about having the hard conversation up front and drawing your lines, because you, in honesty, that happens in a lot of things. It's not just dating. When people don't draw their lines, you can't hold someone accountable for something you didn't draw a line at. You understand?
Right. And of course,
lines aren't drawn.
Yeah, of course. You said the same thing that that I was going to say, like before, but I'm looking at more of like, okay, the reason why like a lot of people are not being vocal about it is because of the passiveness. Back then, I mean, we used to be like cutthroat and straightforward, and I don't know what happened to that. So I think like the main issue is that people are too afraid to speak up because they're afraid of losing something. And whatever you're afraid of losing something, you got to check yourself with it. Oh, here come this bum. What up, Sugar Bum?
It came in the door. Came in the door with the bullshit.
So
no
look,
hello,
gotta,
no hey panel.
You
Fuck
can't
that.
pay for it. Hold on, put that back. Put that back up.
Walk in the door.
Oh,
but you know something? I'm gonna be honest with you. I think I know why Main Man left. As a chef, I'm sitting there. If I was him, I would probably leave too, because I don't know how I'm gonna tell her, like, yeah, nah, you ain't coming back to my house and spending the night after eating 48 oysters. That bowel movement is vicious. Yeah, you're gonna have to go home and have some lonely time. That's what you're gonna need. And make sure you got the Ajax and the scrub brush handy, because you're gonna need that. You're gonna need that. And another thing too, Sister Quantum, it's wild. Me being a Scorpion, I kid you not, I am not with all of the signs and stuff as most men are. But I will say this: one sign that has held to be true is the goddamn Leo women. And what's so crazy is,
Zodiac killer.
What's so crazy is the love of my life, man. She's a Leo. And I swear, I've never gotten past a week and a half of talking to a Leo. You think it's a game. It's something about that mouth. It's something about that damn mouth.
That's that Scorpio shit, bro. I can't even let you
fuck
have
all
that
that.
one,
That's
bro.
that mouth. That's the that's the Leo.
That, bro.
The stinger is for defense. The stinger is for defense. Listen, the counter is vicious. You fuck with me, I'm gonna hurt your feelings. But the thing is that, I'm sorry. Them Leo women, y'all something else. But I'm just saying that to say hats off to my lady, because she has definitely changed the ball game on how I look at Leo women. I keep forgetting when she says that shit to me, like, damn, you are Leo. How the fuck are we still talking? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just want to say that part. I digress. My mic is muted.
No, for real life though, y'all, because my brother's a Leo, like he thinks it says it cutthroat, unapologetic. I'm like, you know what? I respect it.
They actually think they're lions. They think they're actual fucking lions.
Hey, check me out. Before we get too far, before we get derailed too far, we're gonna move on because we got quite a few clips to go through. So everybody's gonna have plenty of talk time.
My bad, Vic. My bad.
My bad, bro.
You good, Grizz? You welcome to the panel, brother.
Salute, Grizz.
We are gonna cap our panel at 6. But if anybody still wants to come up, please feel free to do so. And if somebody drops on, you'll be next up to take their spot. What I want to do is move on to the next one, and we're gonna start with Grizz, and we'll come back around. All right. Let me share my screen. Fair use.
Stan, you one of them niggas too?
I told y'all I was gonna do a part 2 because y'all bitches is not exempt. Type of women to avoid in Atlanta. Let's get it. Number one, and don't start getting offensive to it off on me because I used to be a stripper too. But these girls right here, they is about their money. They gonna get your number, but they not gonna text you till they go to work. Number 2, hairdressers and lash tags. These bitches be messy as hell. They be at their shop talking about everybody. Everybody be talking about everybody, and they know everybody be. Number 3, bartenders and bottle girls. If y'all not prepared to be an alcoholic, be drunk every single day, and come to their club and spend money on that lick, leave these ladies alone. Number 4, homeless bitches. Now, this really should have been number 1, but whatever. Number 4, homeless bitches. You gotta watch out for these type of bitches in Atlanta because they real smooth slick. You won't even know they homeless. They'll just say they at chilling at their friend house every day. Last but not least, ghetto girls with 3 or more kids. 9 times out of 10, they is out scouting. They are out trying to find help. They out every week. Half of the time, you don't even know these bitches got 3 or more kids.
Grizz, I'm gonna let you dry this. I ain't got no commentary. This is ATL talking to you, and I'm gonna tell you right there, she ain't lying about none of that shit. Should we add a woman's profession to a category that we use to scrutinize vetting? That goes to you, Grizz.
Honestly, I actually have no. Bro, honestly, right? Okay, I'm saying like this. She was talking way too fast, like Busy Bone off of Bone Thugs.
That's the Atlanta twang.
Huh?
That's the Atlanta twang, though. She had the Atlanta accent to it, so I wasn't prepared for that. I need to turn my southern ears on next time.
Right, but
hey, hold on. I got you. It's still on screen right here. Strippers, hairdressers, bartenders, homeless women, and ghetto chicks with 3 or more kids that they don't tell you about.
No way.
We'll add that one in there, regardless of profession.
I'm gonna play this. My whole thing. I had a conversation with some friends of mine. Honestly, if you getting your money, get your money. That's all I gotta say. Like if stripping is the only thing that you know how to do, that's the only way you know how to go. Honestly, you know what? Get your money. Go ahead, go get your money. Honestly.
Nah, we're not talking about is it okay for them to be doing their profession. We're talking about is their profession a fair or at least a good way to determine if that woman is gonna work for you.
Yeah. I feel like there is, to a certain, depending on what type of person you are. Me personally, I wouldn't have no stripper personally because that don't work for me. But if a hairdresser, you know, if like I know women who are good hairdressers, and you know, they know how to do multiple types of hairs. But yeah, I would say the hairdresser part would work for me, but the other ones, nah. If that explains everything.
Okay,
Smitty. I don't know. Those hairdressers be gossiping too much.
Smitty, bartender. Can you date a bartender? Could you date a bartender? Should I say?
I can date. Well, I mean, hold on. Wait. Bartender where? Bartender at a strip club?
Anywhere that got a bar in it. Same type of niggas.
Not anywhere. No.
What's
You working at, like, you know, them explicit places. You doing bartending at, like, you know what I'm saying, swingers parties and all that other big wild geek and shit. No, fuck no. No, you're in that element. Why would I even want to tamper with that? That's just asking to be upset about some shit.
What's the
I'm
difference
saying is,
between
you know what?
bartending?
I want to in the future wake up and be mad as shit and in my feelings about some female. So I'm gonna get with this chick that works there. No.
No. So let me redefine that then. If a woman is a bartender at a popular nightclub versus a bartender at
All
Your
right,
local
perfect.
Ruby
Popular
Tuesday.
nightclub. That all depends on that woman. See, I have to know who she is.
No. I'm asking you the difference between a woman bartending at a club versus bartending at a restaurant. Ruby Tuesdays.
Well, there's a huge difference because the restaurant, as opposed to the club, when it comes to that aspect of things, is a more controlled environment. It's not as much of that, but honestly, dog, trust me, because me and my homie got our little spots that we would hit up and stuff, and there's some like bartenders there that like dudes go up there. Oh, they got their regulars that go up there to, you know what I'm saying, hit on them and flirt with them. They know when old man such and such come in, they know the tip gonna be like that. They know exactly what he drinks and everything else. Get you your usual Mr. Such and Such. So, I mean, that shit happens everywhere, no problem. The fact is that this is my thing, just to get to it. It depends on that woman. If you're talking about like a regular, like, you know, bartender spot and it's not like strip club, it depends on that woman. I don't care where she works, bruh. If your woman is attractive and she has to leave the home, if she has to go anywhere past the driveway, okay, the possibility of her being hit on and dudes trying to get with her, dog, that's just what it's going to be. That's the way I see it. I know this shit. So I don't give a fuck if it's a bartender. I don't care if she's a veterinarian. I don't care if she's a school teacher. I don't care what it is, my G, police officer, whatever. The fact is that if she's an attractive woman, guys are going to hit on her. When she's off the clock and she go make that run to the store, you think she's not being hit on in the house? It don't matter what her job is. She's not at her job 24/7. So it depends on her. If she is the woman that I see, nah, you keep your shit together. You know how to maintain that respect. You're not going to embarrass me. That's the main thing. Men don't want our women to embarrass us, dog. Don't have me looking like, damn, nigga, your girl out there doing that. Don't have me looking like a fool out this bitch. So as long as if she's a bartender, I don't give a shit about that. Listen, I know I'm that dude. So I don't even be tripping off, like, I don't get insecure about dumb shit like that. That should be so trivial to me. And it brings about a whole lot of dumbass arguments in a relationship and brings about a lot of tension that really don't even need to be there just because you don't know how to just hold your shit together.
So you said two things. Initially, you said bartender, hell no. And then you said depending on where it's at, and it's somewhere explicit.
No, I said bartender, hell nah, if she's in an explicit place.
Right, and I heard that part.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm saying
if you have the same woman, right? Because you just literally said that if she walked past the driveway, you're not gonna stop the approach. So the primary reason why someone wouldn't want that woman working at a bartender is the volume of men and also the alcohol aspect.
What about the volume of men that go to the grocery store if she works there? What about the volume of men that go to like the MVA if she works there? Listen, the fact is, bro, it don't matter. You talking about alcohol. It don't matter if they serve the alcohol there or not. People have drinks in their pockets, in their car. People drink. People leave their house twisted and all kinds of shit. The fact is, alcohol is out here. Men are out here, and dudes who don't give a fuck about your relationship is out here, and so are the women. They're out here. It depends on that woman. Me in particular, I'm not the dude that's going to sit there and be all in my head because it's, you know, you got to work tonight. I don't give a fuck about that. If I know our routine and how you operate, because I'm about pattern. Or I'm a peep and notice how much time we be spending when you off and everything. Is that being cut down? Are you getting home later? Are you usually home around, 4 a.m. or something? Now you're not getting in the house till like 8 in the morning. You rush right in, take a shower. You don't want to be touched. All this little shit. It's not hard to pick up. When a woman don't want you no more, it is just as easy to recognize as the day that you recognize she on you. Both are identical in how they can be seen. Neither one is invisible. I'm going to peep you not on me no more. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fall back. Or we going to have that talk, have it go. Because I'm going to notice you're not on me just as much as I noticed when you first started, when I couldn't get you to stop calling my phone. When you would pick up on the first ring, everything was, hey, babe, and all of that shit. Now it's like it's like the 4th, 5th ring. Finally, you might call me back. Yeah, hello. Yeah, my bad, I missed your call. Wait, why you sound all formal now? You got to know how to read the shit.
Read the fucking room, fellas.
I mean, period, dog, third eye open. But that comes with the man who knows himself. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
Okay, so if you're wondering, I was trying to force Smitty to reconcile with the fact that he said it didn't matter where the woman worked. It means that it was the quality of the woman and would she embarrass you or not.
It does matter where she works. I'm not dating a woman that works at a strip club.
So it does matter.
I said that from jump.
So wait, you said she's gonna see just as many men at the fucking grocery store. You said alcohol don't matter.
Exactly. That's why I said I don't trip as long as it's not a strip club.
So strip club is where you draw the line.
Of course.
Okay.
You can't tell me you a bartender at a strip club and all you do is bartend. I'm not hearing that shit. Niggas is smacking your ass as you bringing drinks to the table and a bunch of shit. I'm not stupid. Stop playing with me. You're getting smacked on your ass all night with that tray in your hand. Stop playing with me.
She getting smacked on her ass in the back, clocking in.
All of that.
Putting up extra
She getting
sauces.
advances from other women. She's being invited with couples afterwards. All of that shit, my nigga. No, I'm not dealing with that. Because all it takes is for us to go through a financial anything. Babe, but you know we had to pay. I only did it once. Nah, we're not having that talk.
Okay,
we're not having that. You just did it once. I ain't never got to worry about it again. Because I believe prevention is better than the cure. How do I prevent that? Don't get with the hoes that's working in strip clubs.
Smitty said, "Draw your line at strip clubs." Deja, do you think it matters where the person you're dating works? Is that something that you would use as criteria to say that somebody wasn't your cup of tea, or somebody that you felt like it was going to work with based on where they worked?
It does depend on where they work, not because it's vain, but because my personal preference is ambition. And so if I'm seeing that they're kind of stagnant, especially after a certain age, then it's going to make me question something, in all honesty. Can I have a man who works at a strip club? Absolutely not. And that's honest. I don't have time for it, as you guys mentioned. So from a lady's perspective, that's about the same. I do feel, though, that kind of like what Smitty said, there are, like we said, they said don't date a girl as a hairdresser, as a bartender, as a... There's two others.
Stan said specifically they give happy endings.
Whoa, what just happened?
Stan said hairdressers give happy endings. Where is it at? I'll find it. Okay,
where's it at? Let's not. Just say we did.
But it's like, again, it depends on the person, because it's like you could be a hairdresser, but if you're not the type to gossip about people, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I can't date you because you're a hairdresser, because hairdressers gossip people. Like, it really just depends on the person and their character. And that's something that we really need to start looking at too, is like it matters to me, but not because of, like I said, not because of money, not because of finances, not because of, like, to me, me and Silk were actually just talking about this earlier. If someone had to work at, let's say they're a waiter at a restaurant, older waiter at the restaurant, and I meet them, it's not that I would shame them or feel like I'm better than because they're a waiter at the restaurant. My question is, okay, that's cool. What else? Like, what are your goals? What are you interested in doing? And if you just tell me, like, I don't really have any goals, I'm just waiting at the restaurant, in my mind, for my type, I'm going to be like, character and aligns and goals, and we're probably not going to be equally yoked, as people say. But if you
are you using employment to judge ambition, or are you using it as to say this represents a part of who you are, your character type?
No, I'm saying I use it sometimes to judge ambition to an extent. To an extent. So like I said, if somebody's working as a waiter, right? Somebody's working as a waiter, they're saying, like, I don't have a problem with that. But my question is, what else? Do you have any other goals? Nothing's wrong with it, but do you have any other goals? So that's kind of my idea. Again, it's not a.
So he work at a fly ass club in Atlanta on that are known. That's a known spot for beautiful women that they frequent. Is Wednesday Ladies Night. That's his highest earning grossing night. He killing it in that bitch. Is that a problem for you?
And that's what I'm saying. It's not about the money. When I say ambition, it's like
no. I'm asking you a direct question. Is that a problem for you?
Yeah, I don't feel like dealing with all the other women. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with somebody coming up on my
if your man has only showed you that you can trust him thus far.
I feel that, but that's too much access. I have a thing about too much access. Like let it be, like Smitty said, let it be one day where I'm pissing you off. And then all of a sudden this girl comes up and she's just like, oh, I see your girl. She's not here, you know. That's, you know, I saw that y'all not together. You feel me? Like, I could just give you an extra little like, I don't have time for that. And so, no, I cannot.
It was all good just a week ago. All right. So let's move on to Mr. Best. Mr. Best, you here?
Yes, sir.
Would you date it? I'm gonna throw the three children out the window. We'll come back for children at a different time. But could you date someone, let's say in a nursing field, where you know for a fact she got plenty access, plenty of alone time to high, quote unquote, high value men, and she's spending a lot of up close and quality time with these men? Is that an issue for you? Would you ever date someone in the medical profession? Or should I say, could you?
I'm okay with that. Like, yeah, I could. You know what I mean? It's a profession. I'm you know, if it's a profession and she's doing a respectable profession, of course you gotta date somebody who's a nurse. Like, that ain't a problem. That's not a problem at all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And you know, like I'm not an insecure guy. I'm not controlling. None of that, man. You know what I mean? I'm very confident in myself and who I am and my abilities and all that. So yeah, I'll be straight with her doing that. You know what I mean? And plus, no matter what career field a person has, all it takes is communication. You know what I mean? You got to communicate the ins and outs of what they're doing and their schedule and your schedule and everything else. You feel what I'm saying? And all the in-betweens. You communicate that, you straight.
Those on-call rooms are notorious. Shout out to Grey's Anatomy. Hey, listen. M to the third is a woman's profession, even on your criteria checklist?
I mean, she could work at whatever job as long as she's ambitious. You know what I mean? To like score for something high.
Not for the sake of money. You got plenty of money. We're just saying.
No. It don't even have to be about money. It's just that as long as like, so basically what I'm trying to say is that like, if she has like enough self-worth that she wants to elevate and advance it for her own self, the money thing is not even a factor to me at all, period. You know, but as long as your mind is ambitious enough like to like have goals and dreams and aspirations that makes you happy, ultimately in the end, and you're not settling, I could dig like, you know, a chick like that, even if she's like starting at entry level working at Walmart. You know what I mean? But I was going to kind of tap in with the medical field, right? Because honestly, bro, like the medical field or like the hairdresser or whatever, right? I wouldn't even really trip. But I think if the woman is like, let's say like she's a traveling nurse, you know, I think the only thing that will probably be hard is that like, you know, doing like long distance type of relationships, because you're going to be traveling maybe from state to state or from city to city. Well, actually the city part is not a big deal, but traveling from like different states, you know what I mean? Like that might not be something that, you know, I'll be like maybe patient enough to really like, you know, deal with. And now for sure, like if it was the other way around, it's going to be hard, like for the woman as well too. And it's not about like, you know, she's going to be meeting like other dudes or high value doctors and all that. It's just that, you know, long distance relationships, man. Like, you know, I can't really build a connection with someone like that. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Grizz, you there, brother?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Hey, shout out to Sugar Bum, cause she keeping the chat on fire, talking about truck drivers messy. Hey, y'all be messy while truck drivers on the road. I'm just saying.
Hey, know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. Some truck drivers are a little bit messy though.
what you mean messy?
So which came first?
Craig Grizz don't know what you're talking about.
Which came first, the hoe or the truck stop?
Oh,
we're gonna do chicken and the egg. Which came first, the hoe or the truck stop? That's what I want to know.
The hoe?
Trucks.
Okay then. Yeah, it's wild. Hey Vic, this might be for you though, for real. Like, cause Lady E just wondering, like, you know, so why we talk about dating the lowest of the low, and are we not better than that, or are we just settling for less?
Well, the conversation.
Wait, what I missed?
Is hang on just a second. The conversation is about vetting. So we're actually trying to, in this conversation, see if we can sharpen our toolbox about the criteria that we're using for vetting, period. So we're talking about things that we should add, but we're starting off with the things that we should probably exclude. So that's where we at with it.
Okay, that's dope. That's hella dope. I like that. That's dope.
All right. So what we gonna
That's
do?
That's what y'all call them, Stan? Lot lizards?
That's what it is. Cause that's
where that come from, the Geico commercial?
That's the bottom of the barrel. That's the bottom of the barrel, bro. That's that. Hey, she not moving no further than that truck stop door. You feel me?
Sugar Bum, only hoes I'm thinking about are the pantyhose my lady will be taking off in my face. Thank you, lady.
Get it?
This will be our exit. We're gonna move on to something else. We got plenty of content, so y'all tune in, pay attention to the video so we don't have to play it back too many times. Let's get it. Fair use.
Fair use.
Y'all can pop whenever y'all feel like y'all want to pop. Y'all. Did you just help him?
See, your heart is no good.
No.
Did you hear what I said?
That's right.
Everybody heart that's here now, if it haven't been circumcised or tilled with the word of God, your heart is no good.
That's right.
If you don't believe me, just look at the things you've done in the past as a result of your stupid, dumb, foolish, hell-bound heart.
That's right.
Am I right, Axel?
That's right.
Oh, your heart got you in all type of trouble.
Oh, yes.
Thank God that when the word of God comes, it come to wrap up your heart.
That's right.
Amen. To tame the emotions of the heart.
That's right.
So you can feel the right thing.
That's it.
And think the right way.
That's right.
What did he say, son?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we'll reverse the rotation. Grizz, jump on that on those two clips and comment on either one of them. It's up to you.
The one about the man who's talking about if you ain't ride with God, but then end up speaking bad on. I almost hear it almost every day of the week, like when I go, especially when I go to church or people who are within the church. I just find that funny how people say, "Yeah, right with God," but then turn around after church, "Oh, this mother effing such and such." I'm just like, I just feel like, me personally, I just feel like people need to like check themselves before they're trying to tell somebody what they can and cannot do about God and stuff like that. But yeah, but that's all I gotta say. My mic is muted.
So the let me better explain that, just in case anybody's confused about what he's talking about. Now I'm going to read a direct quote that is a pastor. He's not just some dude. That's actually Pastor Geno Jenkins.
We don't know Geno.
I hope a lot of people do know who he is.
Niggas know Geno.
I don't know that all niggas know Geno. So just for those who don't know, he is a pastor. And what he was quoting from is Jeremiah 17:9. And I'm gonna read it to you real quick. This is the King James Version. The heart is deceitful above all things, desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the heart. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his doing. So basically, the good book for the people who value it specifically says, do not trust your own heart. Do not. It will mislead you. So how do you feel, anybody in particular, about the decisions that you've made based on your heart? And does your heart tend to lead you away from the red flags that we all say we see?
I'm gonna say yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah, I would second to that as well, because your heart has emotions, and if you're led by your emotions, you're not going to really make sound logical decisions, and that goes for anyone. So a lot of times, since we're talking about relationships, we see a lot. We see certain red flags in people before we start progressing to the next level. But because we're so infatuated by that person and we keep following our heart, or i.e. our emotions, we don't really make like the sound final judgment to put a stop to it. We just try to hope that, okay, this person, without even communicating, that this person will get better over time, or this is just probably a one-time thing, or maybe he or she will eventually change and grow out of it. Until we, gets our hearts broken, and then we get bitter, and next thing you know, we start, saying this and saying that about the person, as opposed to like taking the accountability and actions of the poor decisions that we chose to make.
True. Facts.
You ever heard of that song? Of course you have. When a man loves a woman.
Oh yeah.
She can do no wrong. Turn his back on his own. He turned his back on anybody trying to tell him. He ain't trying to hear that shit. So is the problem how we choose, or is the problem our own hearts that blocks the signal of intelligence that we're able to discern, and just tells us, we'll work that shit out. We can overlook that shit. She fine as hell. Do you see the motherfucking back dimples, bro? I can't tell that shit, no. Mr. Bass, what you got to say about this?
Yes. I'm gonna be a gentleman. I'm gonna let the sister go first, and then I'm gonna go right after, because
we just reverse the rotation. You good? I mean, if you want to
and I'm struggle streaming too at the same time. Yeah, go ahead, sis. Go ahead and rap, and then I'm gonna go right after.
That's cool. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't care whoever goes, but no, I do feel like the heart is misjudging, like he said, because he actually said a lot of what I was gonna say. A lot of the heart is misjudged. It's selfish. It's deceitful, because it's all about, like you said, what we feel. So. And what's interesting is because we go with what we feel, we assume that we actually get lost in divine misdirection than divine direction, because we're trying to fit our ideals of what we want into a box of a person that's not them, or anything. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a job. It could be anything. It could be a friendship.
Can you say that once more? Divine misdirection and what else?
Yeah. Versus divine direction.
Okay.
Because
so you call it divine misdirection.
Right. There is a divine misdirection, because basically what you're saying is you're looking for signs, and sometimes people don't realize like God's voice is a lot quieter than the enemy's voice. Sometimes the enemy's voice sounds a lot louder, and it sounds like that's right. But really, unless you actually know, God's voice, when he says like God doesn't rush things, he doesn't get angry, he doesn't, like, when you really list out like what God wants for you and everything, and you see stuff that goes against that, but you ignore it, that's you taking divine misdirection. You're trying to find clues to make what you want to come true instead of just letting it happen. So I feel like whenever you're listening too much to your heart and not to God or to the spirit or to whatever that keeps you grounded, then of course you're going to be misdirected. I also feel like, we have free will, but it also says in the Bible, you could do anything, but not everything is beneficial. So my heart can tell me, I want this person, and I can look for the signs to make it seem like I should be with this person, that divine misdirection. And now I'm stuck, when this whole time I should have, looked at how it not benefited me, but how it impacted my spirit, X, Y, and Z, exactly how God has it aligned for me. And then move forward from there. So those are my 2 cents. I just feel like our heart is definitely misguided. It's selfish because we only think of self-interest. If we really care about a person, we have to let them go because that's what's best for them. But sometimes we don't because we're selfish. Not everything is beneficial for us, but we want everything for ourselves. So divine misdirection instead of actually looking at the divine direction. So those are my thoughts. I digress.
So
Ashe.
So what I want to do is
am I able to shoot?
I want to address the chat real quick.
Okay,
and
good.
I'm gonna pass it right back to you, Bess. Sugar Bum is a name that a lot of people know in these streets, just like Quantum Love. It's people that's just known in these YouTube streets. Y'all been out here for a while. And you always come with the shit, Sugar Bum. I don't know you like that, but I seen you around. Now the question I got for you, based on what you said, right? I'm gonna pull up one of your comments. You said religion is for men. Religion is used to control male nature. It sounds like you've been listening to some Prince Ella, but I ain't gonna accuse you of that. But it says they need it. Are you saying that women don't need religion? That they don't need to be restrained from their own nature? And if so, I don't recall you coming up before, but you're welcome to hit the link. But other than that, just let me hear your response to the comments as we
Sugar
move
Bum
on.
hit panel, sir. She Sugar Bum's from the chat. That's just to let you know.
No, I know what's really up. Hey, so what you got, yo?
Sugar Bum is funny. Sugar Bum behave because you know what I do. Okay, you know how I get down. Now listen. With that being said, but she funny though. She cool. With that being said, y'all, like, this is my thing. At the end of the day, like Quantum said, right? And I'm glad she put this in the chat. She said it's misuse. All right. There's nothing wrong with your heart. It's the fact that you misuse your heart. Right? God tells you to guard your heart, for it is the wellspring of life. You know what I'm saying? So what are we allowing to flow out of our heart? Are we allowing the fruits of basically of sin to flow out of our heart? Are we allowing the fruits of the spirit to flow out of our heart? It's a choice. What are we feeding? What are we feeding our hearts? You know what I'm saying? The heart can only be, you know what I'm saying, completely deceitful if you're feeding it the wrong type of things. You know what I'm saying? If you're having an earthly heart. If you have a spiritual heart and you're doing the will of God and you follow what God is telling you to do, right? And you're in accordance with that, right? This means you're allowing the fruits of the spirit to be part of your life. That love, that peace, that patience, you know what I mean? That understanding, that hope, right? If that is flowing within your heart, right, and you're allowing it to govern your heart and your mind, you know what I mean? Then you're able to handle things. You know what I'm saying? but you're only deceived when you're not basically allowing your heart to be used, you know what I mean, in the way that God calls you to use it. And he makes it clear. You know what I mean? These are the things that should be flown out of your hearts. These should not be flown out of your hearts and your mind. You know what I mean? Because your heart and your mind, I believe, they have to be aligned, right? It can't be my mind is this way, but then my heart is no. They got to be aligned. You got to get yourself in alignment. You know what I mean? So that you're not confused and that you're just.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Oh.
You don't know what happened either. So you're not confused. You're not doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that is the biggest thing. You know what I mean? And we have to really understand that. You know what I mean? And yes, a clean heart, right? And there's also scripture that has, you know, that tells, you know, people to pray for God to give us a pure and clean heart, right? A heart that basically, you know, produces good things. A heart that produces like a soft heart, right? Like turn my heart from stone to a soft heart, right? So these are things that we see in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And we also see in scripture. You know what I mean? So we have to fully understand that. You know what I mean? Like I said, it has to be in alignment. We can't be like out of alignment, right? If our mind is one way and our heart is one way, now we gotta get that in alignment. Because when we're not in alignment, yeah, we can't be doing a whole bunch of craziness. You know what I'm saying? And that's my take on it.
All right. After Smitty, we're gonna move on to something else. Smitty, touch that subject if you like, sir.
As far as like with the church and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not necessarily about church. It's about your heart deceiving you. So have you experienced a situation where you knew better? Forget somebody deceiving you or misusing you, but you misused yourself based on signs that you.
Hello, everybody. Mute your mic, sir. Mute your mic. Mute your mic. We'll get to you. Say it again, Vic.
So have you experienced a situation where you knew better? You absolutely knew better, but your heart told you to do otherwise, and you listened to it instead of your better judgment when it comes to relationships?
Well, I think anybody who has been in and dealt with relationships long enough would be a bold-faced lie to say they've never done that before. I am definitely not excluded from that. So absolutely, there have been times I've used my heart. Now, in which way do you mean, like as far as like the softer side of me? Do you mean like not using my better judgment? You know, because that can go in so many different directions as far as like using your heart. Like in what way? Using my heart as far as standing up for myself? In what category?
In the sense of, for instance, a young lady is playing with you. You know what I'm saying? She's not serious about you, or she got something else going on. She's making you question yourself. And you know what it is, but you don't want the reality of what you already know to be true, so you overlook it because you got love in your eye.
Nah. Well, me looking back on in hindsight, being 2020, that wasn't me using my heart. That was me not wanting to lose the person I was with. When I was with the mother of my child, that was about 12 years. And that was the first person I ever was intimate with. So she was, for a long time, she was all that I knew, right? Coming into the whole, I'm talking about we were living together, everything, not to mention our child together. So my whole thing is like, nah, I just was like really stuck on her at that moment. Now, I guess you can put it in the sense of like, was I using my heart? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess I was using my heart. Me, I would say I just simply wasn't using my better judgment. When things were going downhill and, you know, when we should have cut the ties. But, you know, after 12 and a half years, I mean, and it was both of us that was mutually Like we both, it wasn't no one way thing. We both knew what it was with us. We both knew we were trying to hold it together, but we were falling apart with it, right? So, I mean, I look at it more so I just didn't simply exercise my better judgment. And I believe the main reason why I didn't, because back at that time in my life when I was still in my 20s, with her being she was all that I knew, I you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see nothing outside of her. Like, so I was at that early stage in my life where, like, you know, it would feel like my world would come crashing down or what have you because of that. Because, you know, she was the first person that I was with, plus we have a child together at that point. So that was something I did not want to end, but life moves forward. You know what I'm saying? Me and her, we cool. We good friends now. You know.
Respect, and I understand what you're saying. And yours is a very
happy.
unique
She's
situation.
happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we both have homes and stuff. We both still take care of our child. So that's the main thing to me. But yeah, at that time, I wasn't using my better judgment, and neither was she. Neither one of us was. We was still joined at the hip on some shit.
Yeah, you was tied in deep. And
we did everything together. You saw me, you saw her.
With y'all building your initial foundation to life together. That kind of offers a different perspective than people just casually dating and finding each other later in life.
Oh no, we were living together, everything, sharing the car, all that shit, bills and everything.
For sure.
Yeah, but no, I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead, do your thing.
So we're gonna move forward. We got probably about 2 more sets of clips, and we're gonna get out of here. But let's make it count.
All right, y'all. Here's the question. Why do men tend to marry more average looking women than 8, 9s, and 10s? Well, y'all, your girl got an answer for you. I did some research, so let's get into it. So the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology did a study. Men were asked to indicate what they preferred in a mate: physical attractiveness, earning potential, or personality traits. And as we know, chose physical attractiveness. The study paired them with their ideal type and allowed them to have a conversation. Unfortunately, after that conversation, most men lost interest. Psychotherapists from the study said this: in long term, looking for qualities that make them feel comfortable and empowered, and the ability to trust their partner. There was more insecurity expressed when dealing with more beautiful women, the fear of losing them to other suitors. Men tend to select someone who seems like a more reasonable option, doesn't stretch them out of their comfort zone. It's an evolutionary thing. Men ended up liking the women they liked more as people than the women that were most attractive.
I don't do tip thousands.
You get 10,000. Don't be rude.
No.
Listen, you are a representation and extension of me. So when you go place, you need to tip the way I tip.
I'm not tipping $1,000.
You embarrass me. Talk about she not tipping $1,000. You got 30 of them goddamn credit cards.
$50 is good enough.
What the people gonna do with $50?
A lot.
What they gonna do with $50?
That's over enough.
Listen, I set the precedent. You need to continue the precedent that I set worldwide. When I go places and I tip $1,000 or more. You come here up.
We're not tipping no $1,000. Got shit to do. $1,000 continuously add up.
Getting rocky, man.
Okay. We got TC Top Cat in here. We'll let you jump it off the conversation on these last clips. Sugar Bum is feeling ocho. That is a married man, young lady, but I'm sure he appreciates that. Top Cat, what do you have to say about the lovely Samantha Lee? Her opinion on men choosing to marry, not date, or screw around with, but to marry women that are less than, let's just say 9s and 10s, because 6 through 8 is subjective.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. Mine wasn't a 10 when I married her. I didn't look at that. I looked at her heart, and pretty much she fit me. And I vetted her. I vetted her real good. But like I said, I never looked at the money aspect. She never looked at how much money I had, where I worked at, what I did. All that stuff come later. But I'm an old cat, man. I was born in 1956. I've been there and done that. Ain't nothing on these streets I haven't done. And as for Ocho, oh yeah, he got money. When you leave with your pockets out here, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. And that's what a lot of men do. They leave with their pockets and they think it's all that. They end up, it's not gonna be that way. No man should ever leave with his pockets. And to hear a woman say that she wants somebody making 100,000 and all this, I don't buy into that all that garbage. Then you don't need her then. If she's looking at your pockets, then leave her go. You don't need her. You don't need no woman like that. But what I experienced growing up is I always vetted pretty well, and I watched how she moved, who she hung around with, where she hung around with, all these things. If I was interested in that girl, I made sure that I, kept attention on what she did. And like I said, I don't have no regrets. I'm divorced. I'm with my partner now that I've been with 21 years, and we're not married. But I fell on some hard times. I'm fighting stage 4 lung cancer. And I hear this stuff about, when a man falls down, it's time, the woman will leave. That's not always the case. If that woman loves you, she's going to be there for you. And that's what I want everybody to hear out there, that when times get bad, if you got the right woman, she's going to pick you up and she's going to rock out with you. And that's what she's doing with me. So, yeah, I've been across these YouTube streets, and I haven't been on here too long. But from what I see in some of the chats, every time the men start to say something, the women come bashing. My advice to them is, if you've been hurt in your past relationship, get you some help. And quit trying to just point the finger at these men out here. It ain't the men, it's you. Look in the mirror at you. What can you do to change yourself to find a man out there?
Wait, Top Cat. Now, I'm getting at you're older.
I'm 68 years old.
Okay, so you're 68. Now, you are or have been married in the past, yes?
I have. I've been divorced for 10 years.
Okay, so with that said, if you have been married before, what kind of what you said? Because you said that you dated a woman who basically
I married her.
I'm saying, well, excuse me, married from your youth, and she just happened to be exactly what you needed.
Oh, I was in my 30s when we were married.
What was your criteria then? Did she just fit it all, or did y'all just vibe so well that you just skipped the whole criteria question?
No, I knew what I wanted. She was she was different. She didn't hang around with a lot of her girlfriends, and it's the way she moved. And I said to myself, and I'll be honest, I said, I'm going to marry that girl. I think my brother was laughing and says, you'll never do it. And then I end up marrying her, and it was funny. And we, I have a son. My son's 33 now, been to college. He works for the government. And I was happy, but it was me that messed up. It wasn't her, it was me, because I was stupid. Just put it that way. I'll be honest. I was stupid.
I jump out the window with you.
Then years later, she carried that bitterness for a long time until she found out what I was going through. And then she is always keeping in touch with me and keeping my spirits up, and I appreciate that. And we're the best of friends, I mean, what more can you ask for? God's good. Trust me, God is good.
Did you damage her emotionally?
Oh, no. I think that we sat down and had to talk about things, and I sat down with her mother, and her mother and I had a discussion. And even when I was divorced from her, things weren't really bad. I think if anything, I took the brunt of the blame because it was on me. But like I said, I could have seen the warning signs coming, but I was just too busy with other things, and I didn't pay attention to the warning signs. And you find yourself divorced, and my mother's pissed off, and her mother's mad, and so I learned a lot. And then I try to give knowledge to like my son and other people out there about doing the right thing. If your heart is not with that woman, keep moving. Don't hurt her feelings. If your heart and your mind is not in there and you just want to smash, then keep moving. But find the one that you want to be with and give her your heart and your soul, and you'll never go wrong. And that's what I tell people today, Well, you gotta, here's the thing. If you care about someone, right? If you really truly care and you're serious about that person, you give that person your heart. You give her that attention. But if you're not serious about her, you're just out there like everybody else. You're just smashing and dashing like everybody else because you're not tying your feelings up to that, because they're not somebody that you don't want to be close to you. You see what I'm saying?
So I hear you, but what happens when you give your pearls to swine that you don't recognize as swine?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm too smart for that. I look up old
that's
cat.
We're just talking about vetting in general,
I know.
like some general things. So you an OG in the game at this point, just from experience. What have you seen, at least from other men that you may have encountered that didn't have as much success as you have? Where did they slip up in the vetting process?
I'll give you an example.
Give me one.
When I was in high school, now I want to tell you this now. When I was in high school, there's a white guy. We was pretty close friends. Well, he was, this girl that he liked. He asked me if I, give him some help because we were pretty close friends. I said, sure. They're still married today, and he's a doctor. They're still married to this day, and he's a doctor. And she thanked me for introducing her to him. The dude had his head on straight. They got 5 kids. He's a doctor. They're doing well, and he's operated on me. I went straight to that dude. When I had something wrong, I went to him. I said, Jeff, can you help me out? He said, sure. Just come on in. I'll take care of you. And my son and his son are the same age. So that's, like I said, God is good. He puts you in connection with different people, but your mind has to be open to receive. If your mind and your heart is not open to receive, you're going to get in the world of trouble. And that's what people are. Our minds today, these dudes are out here having all these babies, and these girls they're mad. Who they're taking out on? They're taking them out on us. We don't have nothing to do with that. But being that we're men, we're the ones got to take the brunt of the BS. And I don't think it's right. So I just laugh. I laugh and say, hey, get you some help. If you need help, go get you some help. Quit bashing all men, because it's not all men. Go after who you're going to go after and leave these men alone. They had nothing to do with the situation that you got yourself in. You did that. They didn't do it. You did that on your own. You laid down with that guy and had them babies. So you better find out who he is. But I see this on YouTube, and it frustrates me so bad because I see these guys taking a beating every day in these chats. Y'all black man ain't shit. Niggas dusty. Why you gotta be like that? Why does it have to be like that? They didn't have nothing to do with that. So a lot of these young girls out there need to get them some help, and maybe that'll help them out, because the things that they're doing out there ain't helping them. Just bashing the men, the black men, ain't helping anything. The only thing you're doing is making them mad.
Real quick, please. Thank you. Hey, real quick. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hey, look, and you pulled that shit up. I was sitting here because I'm like, I'm gonna let OG finish his thing out.
Hey, we on the same time.
Hey, look, I was going to pull this the fuck up. I swear on life I was. I was staring at it, Vic.
Hey, hold on. Don't jump. I'm coming to you next. on this thing. I ain't changing. We not changing it. We're not gonna change it. But what we are gonna do is the reason I pull this up is because we coming to the only woman that we have on the panel, Daisha, if you're available. My brother Trey Ferg, after Smitty goes, since he got a something out for this particular comment, I'm gonna go to him and then I'm gonna come to you, and then we coming back to you, Grizz, and we're gonna move forward. Daisha, do you have something to say about this particular comment that the lovely Sugar Bum has left us with?
Can you remind me of the comment? Because I have ADHD, so my thoughts went all over the place.
It's on the screen, bro. You see it on the screen?
That's great.
Men are only as loyal as their options. I don't think that that's true.
No,
I really don't think that's true. I think men are as loyal as they want to be, and I really get tired of. Now, granted, I do feel that men who have access, that you can tell are like all gassed up in the limelight, like they like that attention. That's one thing. But a man who is genuine, which there are genuine men out there, I feel like a man who is genuine will want to be loyal. Like, I can't force somebody to be loyal, and I can't generalize everybody to say that they're not loyal. But what I can do is, when you're ready to be loyal, that's when you come to me. And that comes with, as the man was saying, that comes with healing. That comes with knowing yourself and knowing what is missing and how you can fulfill those things. Because that's, to me, that's the only reason why men cheat, because they're missing something. That's my opinion from what I've seen. I've been married before. I've been divorced. I've been cheated on, all that stuff. I used to think for a second, I know it's stupid, but for a second I used to think, oh, well, maybe when we get married, it'll be different. No. When men want to cheat, they will cheat. Doesn't matter who they are. Doesn't matter where they are. Believe me. If they want to cheat, they want to cheat. But if they don't want to cheat and they actually value you as a person, they will be loyal to you. I think that's just somebody in general. So no, I don't think that men are only as loyal as their options. I think men are only as loyal as they want to be.
I agree.
Okay. Smitty, I didn't want the ladies' commentary to be guided by yours. So please.
No. I'm with you. I wish everybody to always guide themselves and find your influence amongst others along the way. That's it. Look, right. No, I would say, Sugar Bum, and thank you so much for that Sugar Bum-tastic comment that only you would type. But no, what it is that men are only as loyal as their values. Men are as loyal as their values. It depends on what does that man value. I genuinely value structure and I value loyalty in every aspect. If I'm doing business with you, I'm gonna respect my end of whatever it is I gotta fork up or whatever it is I gotta do on my part. I honor that shit. If I say to a woman, it's me and you, right? Okay. I'm yours, you mine. All right. That. From that point on, until otherwise, right? If you decide to leave or whatever circumstances take place, Lord forbid, right? Nah, it's just me and her. I definitely have been a man that's always been pretty well versed with options. And like my whole thing is, I've always been scared of like unwanted babies and diseases. I'm not gonna lie. What really kept my D in my pants was the fact that I just be like, I don't want to be that dude that like my junk looked like the back of a Nestle Crunch bar because I just couldn't keep it together. Nope. I don't want unwanted babies. I was so scared to have that knock on the door. He yours, take him. No, nah. So, you know, because of what I grew up with and because of what I've seen, okay, my parents are still together. I grew up in a household with a mother and a father. I saw that. So I want that. No, I'm not somebody who's going out and wants to do something different, right? But I am saying that that is something that I definitely still do value. So I would say no, a man is not as loyal as his options, Sugar Bomb. A man is as loyal as his values. It all depends on what does that man value. Then that's how loyal we're going to be. And if you truly value loyalty, it don't matter what the relationship is, from friendship, intimate relationship, to business partnership, whatever it may be, you're going to be loyal to that. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. Oh, and Uncle Ferg, am I tripping, or is your head coming out of a bed of tulips? Okay, Zordon.
Man.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Trey, Ferg, and then we're gonna go to Grizz, and we're gonna move forward. We're not gonna go over 2.5 hours is what we're looking for. So everybody just keep that in the back of your head as you give me your commentary.
My man, was there something you wanted me to answer directly?
Okay, so did you see the clips that we watched?
No, I didn't see the clip.
You can tell me what happened to the Green Ranger. My bad. Sorry.
So
R.I.P. Tommy.
Let me pull it up real quick again. So matter of fact, I tell you what, you'll be the first on the next set of commentary. We got more content. You'll be the first on the next commentary. I mean, if you wanted to comment on what Smitty was just saying, or anything that's been said thus far by anybody on the panel, you can.
Real quick, in just reference to that statement that was made. Two things can be true. However, we're not looking at the ratio of men that are doing this and have this option, because the numbers are what they are. If over 65% of men are childless and single, that means those men are not getting consistent cake. It's very opportunistic for them, and when they get that. So there is a small number of men, I'll say a smaller number of men, let's just say 30% of men are getting most of the cake. The numbers are what they are. You can't dismiss that. And when you say men are, yeah. And then what name have you guys given them? Pookie and Ray Ray. They're getting a lot more cake than you so-called regular guys that working hard, trying to figure your life out and doing the best thing for yourself. Yeah. It's guys that are circling back behind to the girl that you want to get with, and he's riding her out. He's using up all her best years of her life. Is she going to tell you no? You'll find out 10 years from now. But that's the unfortunate thing that women put themselves in. They're getting burned out before age 30. They're burning themselves out. So if they can fix that within themselves, and a brother who's working on his purpose and just working his job, trying to stack his bread, whatever he does, you know, getting in shape, getting some muscles, all that, then he'll have the upper hand at some point. But you can't digress to the woman if they're not showing you the interest that you long for. That's the greatest time to build yourself. And then when you're ready to spread your wings, you'll have a greater option. Really quick, last thing. Do y'all know the number of women to men, black women to men in America? Just to help you out really quick, it's 12-1. So if you one man, you have an option or opportunity to meet 12 different women in your life from anywhere in the world. Take advantage of that opportunity. Only 3 out of those 12 are going to be wife potential. The first 2 you ain't ready for because you're still young. But that last one, you better figure it out.
So what about the other 9?
What other 9 go be left out because they go feel like they can be out here like the women. Or they gonna complain that there ain't no good women. They gonna isolate themselves. You got between 18 and 64 to get that shit right.
You just hit something. You look, we're gonna move on to something else, but you actually just tapped into something right there, because what you said is that 3 out of 12, just talking about what men have black men have available to them, right? Let's just say that that's a universal ratio, with women being more women being available than men. We go to war, we're jailed more.
No. Outside even with that, it's more women. It's 12 women to every black man, one black man.
I agree with you. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying that if you add in the factor of how many men are not even available, from homosexuality to incarceration to premature deletion, so on and so forth, that number goes up. Now, what I am saying is this: if let's just take all those other factors out, right? Let's just simplify it and say one guy is in a room. You've seen it, 20 verse 1, whatever. One guy is in a room with 12 women. 3 of them are wife potential, just like you said. But the question is, how can he delineate who is who? What is he going by? In a room full of people he has never talked to.
Well, I can't speak for another man's criteria for a woman, especially a younger man.
Yeah,
because it's a little different than when I was younger.
Right.
Like I heard my man speaking about, we watched you before we approached you. Oh, it didn't matter how bad you were, because all the women had the big, nice size. They had all the nice body. So we watched you for a minute. We saw, because think about it. If you was a guy that I didn't associate with, or I might have had some issues with you along any word part, I'd never even talk to a woman that you looked at. I would never even say hi to a woman that I saw you kicking it with, ever. I don't care if it was 5 years later. It just wasn't my style. Now, as far as me, I had sisters, so I understood how women could change up any minute. And I focused on me when I was out. I put my chest up for me. If you didn't like what I look like, if I spoke to you and gave you a nod and you didn't respond to my nod, I wouldn't go there and say, oh, you ain't see me nod at you. I turned my head another way. I didn't get caught up in that. And as far as guys, I hung around guys who we all took pride in what we did and how we looked. We got together, we did our little woo out the band, but as far as a woman, the worst thing a man can do is acquiesce to a woman. You're not going to meet every woman that like you. You should expect that. We all ugly as hell. We all have big ass noses, fat ass ears, whatever. We ugly. We ain't as handsome. And the women are the same when they're young too.
Speak for yourself, sir. This man is gorgeous.
But what I'm saying is, listen, I understand that. To a man, I can say that. To a woman, I'm the finest motherfucker walking. You can't get better than me. But I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm handsome and cute around a man. Fuck that. No. But at the same time, I know it's hard because it appears to be hard for young men to really just understand who they are early, because y'all grew up around the same mamas these girls got.
Right.
Some of y'all mamas and sisters and cousins and aunties all dressed the same. Oh, y'all been watching ass and titties since I was a kid, so a lot of y'all burnt out from that shit. Ain't no excitement in it. That's why she can't come to you with just that out. Women back in the day didn't come to you with that. You know what I'm saying? And listen, y'all mamas, y'all grandmamas, y'all aunties, they was freaky as hell, but they wasn't exploiting themselves.
Right.
Y'all just a product of that. And the best thing to me in all my years of helping young men and helping young women navigate through life, the best thing you can do right now is be selfish as fuck to yourself.
Right.
You got to be selfish to yourself, loyal to yourself, discipline yourself. And your life will change. Y'all can't spend 18 to 64 crying about shit if you never did nothing, you never went anywhere, you never took women for who they are. You should never worry about how a woman, listen, you should never worry about what a woman feels about you, because that should have changed.
You're right.
If she believes in you, that you showing her not what you say, just based off what you do, that should have fallen in your favor. You a man, you connected straight to God. You don't need nobody else to connect you to him. You come, he giving you the wisdom, he giving you the information. Christ is amongst you. You are him. He walked amongst the men. He was
Wait a
like
minute, you said he was our cousin.
Exactly. My cousin. He walked with me, Smitty. He walked with me.
Okay, I'm my cousin. Okay.
So through him, I'm already connected. I don't need to. It's just my understanding, and it's easy. I'm telling you guys, when you turn 21, the word is yours. Don't be afraid to try new shit. Don't be afraid. And the women that are out here that you want to marry, guess what they go do? They go start look. You go start seeing them like, damn, you ain't even gonna know how to act. Are they looking at me? Are they? But you got to understand this. In a marriage, you have to come in understanding your duty, your responsibility. You must make today, new world, y'all new guys, make a fucking list of 5 things you want a woman to do. If you see her letting every dude hug up on her when you come to the club and y'all go out, that ain't your wife. That ain't your wife. If she got too much experience and you feel like, oh, it's scary and she want to lick in your booty, that ain't your fucking wife. It's not your wife. She's already been through the ringer. She
Sounds
get mad
like an old cellmate.
she get mad you talking about your family and shit. That's not your wife, because a wife is a part of your family. That's just me, man. I don't want rent, man. Yeah, man. Just do your thing.
Real quick, fellas, I don't know. So apparently, Sugar Bum is making her classic attempt to trigger men. So, does anybody want to be triggered by this right here? Does anybody want to be triggered? I mean, I don't know.
Nah, that's not true.
Okay, yeah, just
Trey, you know what? Trey's right. He's saying right because he's an old head like me, so he knows where I'm coming from when I say that. But they don't listen. He's giving the message, but these guys don't want to listen to him or I because they know more than us. They do, and he's telling the truth.
They actually don't, but in their hindsight, they do. But they don't. Because if you understood, and listen, let's just say you know more than me, then that means if we do a side by side, you know how to do shit with your hands, because my cousin Jesus was a carpenter, so I took pride in learning how to do shit with my hands.
Jesus on my mom or dad's side.
He was on my dad's side.
Okay, now rock out.
On my dad's side. My
Trey,
mama was the product.
But Trey, did you have a big mama like I did? Big mama kept the rule in the house.
Unfortunately, I didn't have that because my grandmother was passed before I was 10 years old.
I had 2 of them.
Both of my grandmothers, but I had grandfathers. One of them was a pastor, and him and my daddy didn't even have a relationship. My daddy was an alcoholic. So I didn't let that deter what I had to do for me as I grew up. When I left outside the house, I didn't trust nobody. I'm telling you, fellas, you got to be aware. I can have friends, you can have friends, but listen, and this is something me and my friends always did, and I know I'm getting going on. When we go out, Smitty, me, you, and my man, we all going out, right? When we show up at the spot, you're gonna go in, you're gonna hold your chest up, you ain't gonna get all stupid drunk. You gotta have your money to get in, because ain't nobody paying your way. I ain't paying you. Ain't my friend if I gotta pay your way. If we hook up with a girl, let's get a number, conversate, whatever. We leave, then we make sure we all right. And that's it. We ain't trying to scheme on each other. We didn't talk to girls that we all knew. If you got to it first, man, good job, bro. I missed out. And then after you done dogged out or whatever and broke up with her, she come around me while I was looking too damn late. You gotta move on, fellas. Don't worry about women that don't want you. And women, you can't give your bodies up too soon. Ladies, y'all letting your daughters getting out here, they getting rotted out too soon by 21. They done had fucking 3 oil changes and an engine overhaul. You gotta protect that woman, ladies.
I look, they high mileage, you know what I'm saying, at a very early age. I get that, but this is about vetting. That's it. So any game you got on vetting, that's what we doing. But I do want to address the young lady, and then I want to get Mr. Best take before we move on, because he's hanging out in the back to be a
You're the only light-skinned floating head OG on the panel. I believe everything you say, Uncle Ferg. Rock out.
Light skin, that's all. Hey, look. So I wanted to address this comment. It says, let me scrape my mic up because y'all probably can't even hear what the fuck I'm saying. It says men like attention more than women.
I disagree.
This is what I will say, because I'm not looking to debate or get
say
into
what y'all say. Don't let her get you though. It's a trap. I'm telling y'all now, it's a trap.
I try to look for the truth in what people say. If somebody say something that I don't like or I think is false or that's negative about me, I'm gonna see if I can find a piece of truth in it, or at least see where they was trying to go. So I'm gonna throw the sister a bone, and I'll say this: men don't like attention more than women in quantity, but we do like the attention that we get to be when we want it and to be high quality attention. So, right. So when I do feel like I want some affection from my lady, I want that. If I feel like this is the appropriate time, I want that for real. And I ain't trying to take too many shorts. You know what I'm saying? And if you keep pushing your man to the side when he feel like he need that attention, you make room for the next person. And that flies on both sides of the street. So I wouldn't jump out the window and say men like attention more than women, because at least when we want attention, we want it for a reason. Some people that I see, in particular of the feline kind, is all about, hey, let me talk, let me say something. All right, here's the fucking mic. What you got to say? Nothing in particular. I just wanted the mic. Here you go. They ain't have shit to say. They just actually wanted somebody to take a second and say, I acknowledge you.
Right.
I don't find that to be the case with men.
I don't believe it though. Nah.
I'm gonna switch to the next set of clips because we got a few more to get through, and I'm gonna go straight to you, Mr. Best. Fair use, fair use.
Fair use, fair use. Let me put the fair use banner up.
So she's not younger than me, she's not skinnier than me, and skinnier than me. Then why couldn't it just be me?
Well, she's softer than you. She's quieter. She doesn't yell at me. She doesn't call me an idiot or tell me to shut up all the time. She listens to me. She's nice to me. She doesn't make me feel like the only thing stopping her from being happy is me.
Yeah, she's the one.
Oh, by far.
Two. Three.
I'll say
See, I would say 3.
This is final?
This is final.
Nobody really wanted to be last, and I could kind of feel that vibe. So I was just like, you know what, it's fine.
Over there. We're gonna get ripped a new one. I don't want to be the pointer here.
Hey, you're attractive, you're not. But girls were like, I don't want to be rude, you know, we're all beautiful in our own way.
That's why he's the GOAT!
Best in the world. Blessed in the world, should I say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The first clip we just watched, and I don't have a problem running it back because that was a lot, but they were saying it's a conversation. She was reenacting it, but it's a conversation between a man and a woman, and the woman is trying to understand why this man cheated or had an affair or went to choose another woman other than her, whether he cheated or not. But the fact is he chose another woman, and she's trying to have a conversation with this man to make it make sense. Like, why would you choose? Is it she's not prettier. She's not, what is she better than me at? And that's when he went to explaining the things, the intangibles. What do you got to say about that?
My thing is that, you know, the thing that he was pointing out to her in that clip was that it was about her character. You know what I'm saying? The character is what was shining through. And the thing is that if you're with somebody, you have to create an environment for them that they feel comfortable in, that they actually feel accepted in, that they feel loved in. If you don't create that environment, then in human nature, we're going to find an environment that will suit us and that makes us feel loved and safe. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if it's a business, it's a home, If it's a job, like we're not gonna be somewhere for a long time. We are not comfortable and we don't feel love. I don't care what human being you have on the face of the panel. Nobody's gonna do that. All right. And a lot of times, if they do that, it's because they're suffering from low self-esteem. You know what I mean? And they basically, you know what I mean, don't view themselves as viable enough to have a peaceful environment. You know what I'm saying? And in that case, yeah, they may stick with you, but trust me, you're not the ideal environment for them. A lot of times they don't believe they can find anything else. So they'll just stick with you, you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's just, you know, they just feel like they're not good enough to have something good. So, but trust me, a person who actually is a functional human being who understands like, yo, I deserve better, they're gonna go for better. And you know, I don't want it to be where, you know, men and women alike are basically, you know what I mean, just upset because somebody stuck, you know, they chose somebody else because you weren't providing an environment for them that was filled with just all the things that make a home, that make a house a home. You know what I'm saying? And it's a shame that these things have to happen. But hey, you know what I mean? That's, you know, all this fear and love and war. So, you know what I mean? You got to definitely be mindful of how you treat someone. You know what I mean? And if you treat somebody poorly, they're going to respond. And that's just that.
Right.
So this as we move through these last clips, I'm not asking for everyone's opinion. I'm just asking for people who have opinion that hasn't already been expressed or has a broader perspective on something that we're already talking about. So we're not going to talk in any particular order. Let's just have a conversation. So if you got something to say about what we just saw, because in the second clip, that's a game show, and what they were doing is they allowed the women to rate themselves and order themselves from prettiest or most attractive to least attractive, as they perceived men would perceive them. Right. That was the task at hand. Then once they ordered themselves, then they brought the actual men who would be rating them in and allowed the men to reorder them the way that they saw fit, and it was the exact opposite.
I believe it.
So I believe it. Everyone speak on those?
No, I was just saying that the clip that you played, the first thing I looked at is the way they was dressed. That's the first thing I looked at right there. That told it for me. The way they was dressed, that I totally look at that. I focus on that. The way they dress. Absolutely.
Is that a vetting criteria that you use? And whoever got music, can y'all kill it?
Yes, that's something I look at, is the way they were dressed. The makeup, you don't need all that makeup if you're trying to find somebody. You don't need all that. That's just a mask. Show your real self if you're really looking for that person. That's what it's all about.
So you'll talk to a woman in sweatpants and a ponytail.
Absolutely. When I met my wife, it's the honest to God's truth. When I met my wife, she was wearing dresses below her knees. Below her knees, not above, below. When I met her, she didn't dress all like that. She was very plain. She was a very plain woman. That's what I wanted, a natural woman. Nothing fake, just real you. So I could see the real you. I knew I had somebody special when I found her. I knew that. She was real. She wasn't out there showing off for everybody with her, boobs hanging out, behind hanging out and all that. That wasn't for me. But when I seen her and the way she carried herself, I knew that was the one. I knew it. But it was, like I said, it was on me. I messed up, and I admit that. I'm guilty.
What do you think about this commentary right here?
Can I speak on it?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so one thing that I noticed immediately was the bigger girl was always last. And that low-key really still pisses me off.
Well, I agree.
We as a society keep saying, oh, everybody is beautiful, but then we say, okay, well, this is the thing that I'm giving my attention to. It's really confusing as women when you say everyone's beautiful and I love bigger women and all this, but what we see
right
in what you guys like is
right.
all these other kind of women that don't look like us.
Hold on. What you mean? Give me an example.
I'll give you an example. So I was married young, right? I was insecure, so I'll put that out there. I was very insecure.
Right.
But at the same time, I'll describe myself. So right now.
Hey, come back to the mic just a little bit.
Oh, my bad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, come on.
Okay, can you hear me now? Is that better?
Not much, but it's all good. Come on with it.
All right. So, excuse me. I'm gonna take this off. Actually,
Don't do too much.
that
You all right?
that works. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. I can hear
Okay,
you now.
cool. There we go. Okay. So, So for instance, I got married young. I had a whole bunch of trauma, yada yada, and then it affected my self-esteem. I was,
Right.
however, I was a size 4.
Right.
I was a kickboxing instructor, so I was extremely in shape and all of this. But my body didn't look like these Instagram models did, right? All I saw was my husband at the time. Granted, he was an asshole too. But at the time, all I saw him do was like all of these other women on Instagram that did not look like me. They had fatter asses. They wore these wigs. Or I'm very natural. Y'all described the woman who is in sweatpants and they'll show up in sweatpants. That's me. I don't mind going to the store in some sweatpants. I don't mind walking around the house in some damn sweatpants. I'm not going to put on makeup all the time. So if I see that you're on Instagram and all you're liking is people with makeup and they're dressing all promiscuous and they're doing all these things, of course in your mind you're gonna be like, damn, I ain't shit then, huh? So
Why are you in your man's Instagram checking his likes?
No, she said he was.
Instagram. I wasn't in his Instagram. I'm like, I will be on my Instagram, say I'm following the same person, and I'm watching like the kinds of things that he likes. Or if I'm like, we're literally talking or something and his phone is right there, like I'm watching him, like not to be stalkerish, it's just right there, like we're talking, you're leaning over, I see your phone, I see what you're liking, like it's not me stalking him. That's one thing. I don't believe in going through my man's phone. If I feel like I have to go through your phone, I don't trust you, and that's a problem. So that's number one. That's not me. So if I saw his likes, it's because it was coincidental, it was in discussion, or I actually saw it. Just like he put like Tiana Taylor on his screensaver while we were married. And honestly,
what are you
I
doing?
took that hella offensive because yet again, I was small, right? I was small. I didn't have a fat ass. I didn't have all this shit. Again, I didn't wear a whole lot of makeup, and you're putting that as your screensaver, like you're
Wait. Was it the fact that she was built different than you, or was that the fact that her screensaver wasn't you?
No, it was both. It was both. Like, one, the fuck you putting somebody else, a woman, on your screensaver for? What the hell is that? Number two, that's my opinion. Number two, again, you're putting someone on there. I look nothing like that. So it's one of those, like, do you even like what you're with? Because everything that you're giving attention to, you're giving more attention to that than you are to me and those who look like me. So, again, granted, I was going through a lot of insecurity, so I do understand how that affects everything. I do.
Right.
But we see it so commonly. Just like y'all said, I want a woman who has great character and she's not showing out everywhere. And she's not. But guarantee you, I'm going to tell you right now, guarantee you, I take a picture. This is funny. I take a picture of just my face, right? I'm not the prettiest woman in the world, but I take a picture of just my face. I post that. Give it like 90 likes. I post one picture of a bathing suit.
That full body got him.
The bathing suit wasn't even wild. It was a one piece. And it went wild.
It's 0 hours.
So it's one of those, like, and I'm very tempted to take it down because that's not how I want to portray myself.
Wait. What you mean? You tempted to take it down? What that mean? You want it? You don't want it, or you want it?
No, because I did it for myself. I thought it was a cute bathing suit. I wanted to show off my bathing suit. But then once I realized, like, yo, people are really not taking as much time to look at my art and to look at me as much as they took as much time as they are to look at my bathing suit. So my point is, we keep saying that this is what we want. We want a smart girl who focuses on that, who's not all into her looks, who's not. Yet, guarantee you look at the Instagram models. That's why they're Instagram models. That's why they got so many fucking likes. That's why the girl with the glasses and the natural shit, she's just low key. Like, she's low key, but y'all don't like that. You don't give attention to that.
The problem is she had insecurities in the beginning, see, and that was the problem. Yeah, and then he made it worse. Instead of him saying to her, "What can you do to make yourself better for me?" He didn't do that. So he was looking somewhere else to please himself instead of talking to her. That's what the problem was.
But here's the thing. Here's the tricky part about that. She's speaking from a wife's point of view, and to me, just understanding being a husband. Once you commit to that wife, now it's best to communicate to those things, because your wife can get a stripper pole, she can buy some wigs, if she's staying in shape. There's things that she can do.
Yes.
Now, my wife is different. When we were younger, and she kept it, like, she would send me some pictures of y'all big booty girls out there. She knew that shit. And guess who get it taken out on? So punishing me like that, but it was good indeed. So you can't take, I don't know, man, just like that I'm gonna disrespect her in my face. And now I would look at it when she showed it to me and sent it to my phone. She'd be asking, "Did you see the picture?" I'm like, "What picture?" I'm like, "Oh, damn, okay." but I don't know. You have to give each other respect,
right?
And it's hard to vet. That's why you got to have conversations from day one. You got to expect the answer to every question you ask. If somebody don't answer that question, that's a red flag, because you don't want to find out that she didn't give you an answer and you find out he or she has done some shit that's so egregious but did you ask that question, or did they answer that question?
Right.
And here's a big vetting process I think men mix. And maybe as men are caught up in the same type of dynamic. If I was interested in a woman and we got to the point where we exchange numbers, if I call her and she don't call me back within 48 hours, I would delete that number right there. Next time I talk to her, she'd be like, "Why didn't you call me?" "Well, I called you 2 times and you ain't out call me back." So I moved on. I don't waste time. If you learn how not to waste time, and that goes for both parties, the men and the women that you want, they'll show up.
Hey Trey, I didn't have a cell phone back in them days, so
we had no cell phones. Call me when I get home.
That's exactly right. We all had landlines, so we didn't have I didn't have a way to even get her pictures. So that's the way we rolled back then.
Or what made it easier for us guys and girls is that we all were outside at the parks, at the rec centers. Yes. We was at the dance, at the club meeting and talking, and so we can vet that pretty easily. Today, all y'all outside babies. So,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
Can I just respond real quick to that one point? Even with the whole insecurity part, I think at the same time, yes, as a wife, I was hella offended, only because we didn't communicate it. And it wasn't it wasn't like oh hey babe, like look at like how you said. If it were, that's one thing. But to sit here and my point is to sit here and say that this is one thing that you want, and then you give attention to something else, and you wonder why when girls put themselves in order, that's my point, when girls rate themselves in order, you wonder why the bigger girl is in the back or certain girls are in the back. You guys say that you want one thing, but
I don't believe in rating anyway. I never believed in that rate.
Well, look, let me say this. Let me say this. There is a lot of validity. Can somebody mute? There is a lot of validity to what she is saying. We all have to look. The only way for anything to grow is somebody mute, please. The only way for things to grow is for us to, whatever it is that we are addressing, We have to be honest about it. We got to be straightforward about it. And what she's saying is there's a lot of validity to that. There are a lot of dudes, because the fact is this. OnlyFans blew the fuck up. OnlyFans, skyrocketed through the roof. Why and how did it do that? Because there is a large fan base of people that want that. These IG models, they blew up. You got IG models who real deal go around with the same headspace as somebody like a Kim Kardashian, somebody like an actual like movie, TV, whatever celebrity. They're just really, really known on IG. It's that bad, right? And so how did all of this shit blow up? Right now as we speak, any of us can go to our IG and we can just type in search bar IG model. A plethora of them will pull up. Just click on any of them and just look at the numbers, look at who's in the chat, look at what the comments are, look at how she's dressed, and the proof is right there in your face. It's right there in our faces. Any of us can go to Instagram right now, this very second, and see everything she's talking about. This is not something far off to see. It's not like finding Bigfoot. It's not. It's like squirrels in the woods. So,
hey, Trey, what you say to the folks that say y'all ain't even been outside in so long? What y'all even talking about? Y'all ain't even been off the porch in 20 years.
What are you talking about? The man's head is coming out of a bouquet of flowers, all right?
I'm outside right now.
He's outside now.
What you mean? Nah,
growing out a whole garden bed, for crying out loud. Y'all leave Uncle Fergo.
I appreciate it. What Smitty is saying has a lot of validity, and I'll say that's something that we can use, because a lot of us are a little bit throwback. When I'm talking to people younger than me, I'm like, damn, I think it was. You remember what game was that? They were like, just Google that shit, huh? I'm like, oh yeah, I can do that. I forgot I can do that. I forgot that's a fucking option now. There's so many answers and options that we have that we haven't necessarily acclimated ourselves to it being a part of our regular routine, because we didn't grow up like that. Cell phone wasn't even a fucking option. So now that everyone's got a fucking computer in their pocket, and then everyone's voluntarily putting all the information online, you don't need to do a fucking background check. They're literally putting it in plain English for you right in front of you, just like Smitty say. And that's the real. You can do a background check and not know what a motherfucker really did. But what you can't hide is how you really act.
Yep.
Online. You know what I mean? Whether you on panels, whether you just on Facebook, whatever, people can just look and see what you up to, what you about.
And you know the good thing about that too, though, what I kind of like, it's bad, but I kind of like it. I like the fact that people are giving all this cheer and praise to the like bullshit. You want to know why? Because then it makes the people who are into the bullshit highlight it. Oh, now I get to see you. Because see, I know that the bullshit is out there. I don't indulge in it. I'm pretty sure majority of the people up here do not indulge in that bullshit. We may sit back and view it because it's entertaining to watch from time to time when it gets a little quiet around, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Looking at something juicy real quick, right? But as far as like indulging in that shit a lot and everything, nah. Stay away from that shit. So I just recognize that it's more so like when they do what they do, and I get a chance to see that shit, it's like, all right, you can't tell me nothing. I see you when you go live, you out with your girlfriends, whatever. Hey, and everything is y'all all sloppy and shit, and late nights and all laughing and shit. Every damn picture you take look like you and your best friend about to make out. I don't know if that's your partner or just your sis. Oh yeah. So it's like, I do kind of appreciate, you know what I'm saying? It's like a necessary evil in a sense, if you want to say. I kind of do appreciate it, being able to see how ratchet these people. I'm talking about the dudes and the chicks, even down to dudes that I would want to claim and to associate myself with. I just sit back and just peep people. I love the fact that the internet allows us. I'm glad this is not North Korea. The internet allows us to just sit back and look at what people do. I swear on life, what y'all say, meet me in person is the same thing. It's just, I guess, a bigger form because the box ain't as, box make me smaller. But other than that, you get to see exactly how people are. So, I mean, people can hide through like filters or what have you and stuff, but most of the time, when you really just sit back and peep people, what they like to post, you go to my page, it is not hard to see what I'm into. I'm into nature. I'm into like cooking food, like, different recipes and stuff. Definitely into family. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not hard. My art, definitely. You're going to pick up on my theme instantly. Everything that I post are things that I'm into. And then of course, humorous stuff. Cause I love a good laugh. I like to joke. I like to put up something funny. A lot of us be stressed out here sometimes. Hey, let's just post something maybe we can laugh at real quick, right? So definitely humor, food from cooking, right? Family, whatever, oriented, nature. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's what you're going to see.
But that
you're going to see that
easily,
on my page, and that by
be
itself
facade.
should give you a good look and a good feel of what type of dude I am. No, you don't know me completely from that, but that'll give you a good feel. But I digress. Go ahead, Vic. My bad.
So my question to you, and peace to Ruby Doll. Thank you for coming up, sister. I'm glad.
Hey,
to
what's up, fam?
Get some more ladies up here on the panel, so I get a little more diverse opinion. But my question to you, Smitty, and Ruby, you can jump in at any point. We're not going in any particular order. My question to you would be the same thing, that just as easily as you can look on there and get an idea, not an exact, but an idea of who that person is. I watched a very popular podcast. I'm not going to mention them, but they have a thing about rate my IG. I work with some younger guys. I'm one of the oldest dudes in my work facility. I work with guys 30 and younger. And
right.
the whole thing is to watch them move through it, to watch them have the conversations that we having, not knowing nothing about the conversations we having. And at the end of the day, one of the cats told me, he said, now I got a Pixel, right? A Google Pixel. This is a nice phone. It's not a fucking Samsung, but it's a nice phone. Do what I needed to do. He like, you ain't gonna never with the Android. It's over with. When they see the Android, it's already over with. If she puts a number in your phone, it's gonna be the wrong number, bruh. She's not gonna answer. She putting you on the no list. I'm like, because I don't got a fucking iPhone, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But to them, that means something. So the same way,
I don't know what, but okay.
Hey, don't mean shit to me, but I ain't from that generation. I don't understand. There's a divide. I didn't understand the skinny jeans, but hey, shit, bell bottoms is coming back. Who knows? But the point that I'm making is that just as easily as you can get a good idea of who that person is, because we coming from a genuine standpoint, we always kind of who we is wherever the fuck we go. Only thing we would do is kind of leave some shit out if it ain't the place for it. But we ain't gonna sit up here and do a bunch of fronting and flexing and faking. This new generation, they understand the value. They understand how people are looking at their IG. They setting this shit up strategically. They taking shit off. They putting shit on. They putting filters on. They setting this shit up like it's their career on the line. Mm-hmm. So who's to say that you're not getting misled by what's being put up there?
What is the question, Vic? I was waiting. I've been listening up like,
are you being misled? The younger generation who sees Instagram and those types of platform in a completely different manner as far as how the importance of what people see. So if you were saying this is a way that you can kind of observe someone without them knowing and see their truth, what if their intent of that platform is to deceive you? They're not putting anything necessarily factual, not even their real face.
I'm gonna pick up on it. If I'm dealing with that person, I'm gonna pick up on. Listen, I swear on life, I cannot explain it. I call it my own personal little superpower. No, I don't know how to like actually read people's thoughts and all this other goofy shit, but like, I swear on life, man. I don't care how pretty or nice and clean and fly, however you try to look. I swear I can look at you and I can see what you about. But I don't know, it's just something about people's demeanors, how they carry themselves. All I have to do is listen to you long enough. See, the thing is, people are so fooled by the fluff. People are fooled by, well, I mean, shit, they got to know what they talking about. They got the bag. Look at them. Every time we see them, they somewhere nice and exotic with pools and everything and nice champagne bottles, and looks like important people are around them all the time. Then they must know what they're talking about the whole time. You could just be around a fucking airhead that got the bag. You know, dummies win the lottery every day. So I'm just saying, as far as like when you ask that, like honestly, I mean, I'm speaking for myself. If I watch you long enough, I'm going to peep your movements. All I have to do is just observe you. You're not going to get that flash hit by me too long. You might fool me for a second. I'm gonna pick up on that shit. And as soon as I do, it's like one of those, I can't unsee it. You know, like when they tell you somebody look like such and such, and then you look, you like, damn, I cannot unsee that shit now. And that's exactly how it is once that third eye open up on what it is that I see your true intentions are. I don't give a fuck who you are. But I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out.
I look at the vocabulary. If they don't know how to speak, they ain't using the proper words right and all that. That's what I'd be looking at right there. And if you got all that makeup on,
that's easily for. It's a whole lot. All I'm gonna say is look at our politicians, sir. You ever came across a politician like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because look, these wild ass niggas and shit, you know. So what we gonna do, right? Niggas got plizzans out this bitch. You ever hear politicians sound like that? No, you don't, sir. You hear politicians sound very, very much so articulate with wonderful vernacular.
All right.
And they will deceive the shit out of us, lie to us, and everything else. So I would say that right there, in my personal opinion, would be a perfect example of don't always be fooled by no damn suit and who can talk so proper and everything else. Like, because I mean, I have the capabilities to like switch it up. Like, I damn sure can get on my preppy boy shit. But I like to be comfortable how I talk. You know how I talk. I'm comfortable. I feel good.
I understand what you're saying.
Hold on, TC. Hold on, TC. Hold on. Ruby, go ahead and share, because I know she just came in the building. I want you to share, Ruby. Go ahead and say your piece.
My bad. My bad, Ruby. My bad.
No, it's all good. Thank you. I just wanted to talk about the video and my thoughts about that. I was like trying to mull it over, and I just want to share that I think no one is more critical of women than other women. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily disheartening, other than it's more of a realistic picture. And I would say, I would say in my own life, but then I just am appalled. And even when that girl was, doing the voiceover and, that whole bit, it's like, why are your questions based on appearance or based on this surface ass shit? And so it's just like, and that's another thing. It's just like, why we just have to do a better job, I think. And maybe it starts with mother-daughter relationships where we are more gentle with each other. I don't know what, and it's easy for me to say that I don't compete with women because I happen to be attracted to women. So how am I going to compete with somebody if I'm trying to take them on a date? You know what I'm saying? So there's a different lens here. But in the same breath, it's like I'm not going to just give credit to my sexual preferences. It's like we have to do a better job as women. And there's something that I really appreciate in men is your brotherhood. Like if between men, when I see like true brotherhood, there's no getting in between that. Not a woman, not anything. When it's real, and I've seen it between my brothers, my uncles, it's fascinating. And I think that there's a loyalty there that women can really pull from. And when you call me sis, when you call me queen, I need you to really mean that shit. I don't want you to fluff me up. I want you to see me as your sis, for real. And so that's all I wanted to share with regards to my feeling on those videos.
Well,
thank you, Ruby.
Well, I wanted to.
Thank you, Ruby.
I definitely appreciate your commentary. I want to address this one comment, and then we're gonna watch the last videos. Everybody can make their closing statements, and we're gonna get out of here. Sugar Bum. Feminine and friendly are synonymous. And if you think you can separate them, that's where the problem lies. Okay.
Uncle
Damn,
Fergus.
I've been on mute this whole time.
Oh man, I keep this weed, bro, in his head. This shit is tripping me out.
Hey, hold on. Hey, was I on mute that whole time?
No, I can hear you. I can hear you, bro. You good?
Okay. So we finna get on and go ahead and watch the last of these clips, and we're gonna get the hell out of here. All right. Put that fair use up, good brother.
Fair use, fair use.
I love talking to married men and men that are in relationships. I was at a birthday party and I was talking to one of my friends' friends, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm in a relationship." I love talking to.
Like, do you hear what you just said?
Yeah.
You are crying over a girl that got pregnant, and the BD is your ex?
Don't worry, I'm ordering you a flight back to New York.
What? Bro, do you not hear yourself? You are crying. You're crying over your ex who got a different girl pregnant. So that.
I love talking to married men and men that are in relationships. I was at a birthday party and I was talking to one of my friends' friends, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm in a relationship right now." And my favorite thing to ask guys is, what was it about her that made you know that she was the one? And the common denominator each time I asked that question was what their partner did outside of the relationship. One dude was like, "Yeah, she's in Madrid teaching English right now. She's so good at it." Before that, she was helping immigrant nurses migrate to the US. She makes me happy and I respect her, and I'm proposing to her in September. Another guy was like, "Yeah, I started dating her and she's just so pretty. Oh my gosh." As he's showing me pictures of her on her Instagram. "Yeah, she manages a coffee shop in this clay and pottery. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's still new, but I like to see where it's going." They always led with what she did and who she was second. And after that, I'm always like, okay, now I gotta meet her. And why is she not here with you? Each time they're like, "Nah, she's off doing her own thing, couldn't make it." She didn't cancel what she was already doing or already had planned to go be with her man. She had prior engagements, and I love that. I sincerely love that.
I got kids. I can't do nothing.
Do you have kids?
Yeah. I got kids. I can't do
How
nothing.
many kids you got?
4 boys and 2 girls.
4 boys
2 girls.
and 2 girls. How many baby mamas?
3.
All right, it ain't nothing to get. I'm not staying. I can't stay.
I respect it. What I tell you in the car? I said they're gonna be the question that get me left.
I'm gonna hide you from this man because he hides in plain sight. Okay. If they're surprised that you are talking to them or even attracted to them, run. If he puts himself down while speaking to you, he's insecure, and he will make his insecurity your problem. There's a difference between knowing your strengths to say, "Hey, I'm not good at something," versus putting yourself down before you even know if you are good at something. And don't be his first bad bitch, because they all want one until they get one, and then they think they can get another one because they got you.
Get into the vetting stage of the recruitment process.
So we're gonna comment on that, but right after we watch this. So I'm gonna break this one up because it's about 3 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
This the last one.
This is a huge achievement, so well done. You're just one step away from becoming a police officer. You now need to pass the vetting stage of the recruitment process. It's a very thorough process involving detailed background checks plus fingerprinting and DNA checks with your consent. Why is it necessary? It's because police officers are in a position of trust. So we need officers who are 100% honest and trustworthy with the highest levels of integrity, who aren't vulnerable to blackmail or corruption. So what's involved in vetting? We'll ask you about your previous names and any aliases that you've used, and your address history for the last 5 years. Why? We need to confirm your identity and eligibility to work in the UK. We'll also ask you about your finances. We'll ask how you describe your overall financial situation, whether you own or rent your home, and details of your mortgage if you have one, your monthly income and expenditure, whether you have any savings and borrowings, whether you are or have ever been declared bankrupt or had a county court judgment against you, and we'll ask if you've had any secondary employment or business interests. Why? We need to assess how vulnerable you could be to bribery or corruption. It's important to note that we don't base our assessment on the amount of debt you might have. We're assessing your ability to manage it well. We'll also ask you about your family and friends.
So I'm gonna cut that video there. It goes on like that. Now that is a vetting video for UK police. But the fact of the matter is something that, like, the person you're gonna spend the rest of your life with, the person you're gonna have children with, the person you're gonna make business investments with, the person you're gonna be spending absorbent amount of time, that the only time that you have left after sleeping, eating, and shitting, this is your life investment. This is your energy. So who you put that into is of the utmost value. And we all have seen what happens when we put it in the wrong places. So I think that it is critical and beneficial that you take extra time. And I don't think we take the time that we need because our heart deceives us. Our heart says, hey, I don't even know how much fucking money she makes. We don't even know how much debt she's in. I don't even know how close she is with her family. Look at that. Look at that. And at the end of the day, he said, oh, well, she's sweet. Is that good enough? What are the things that will make you look past other red flags? She can cook good. She can fuck good. She's good around your friends. You don't think she's gonna fuck your homies. All of these things are critical things that men add in. I'll speak for myself. I add that shit in every time. I don't make a habit out of leaving my woman around my homies, but if I did, I want to be comfortable doing so. And it ain't even a question of my homies. It's just, it's bad form to do that. But if I feel comfortable with her, the same way Smitty was talking about earlier about where a woman works, when she leave your driveway, when she leave your site, you have to be able to turn your back on her and know that it's straight. Know that it's good. Because if you don't feel confident, that is going to erode your relationship from the inside. And whether that speaks to you, whether that speaks to her, or just the fact that you're unequally yoked in that matter, there is no win in that on either side. So we watched quite a few clips back to back, but those I kind of wanted just to get those in because they were relevant. But if there's anything about any of those clips that y'all wanted to talk about, that's why I even slipped in the one where Buddy is arguing with his girl in the car over her being upset about her ex having a baby by another woman. Sometimes we in a whole new relationship, still spiritually tied to the last person. So there's a lot of nuance to that vetting. You know what I mean? You watch how somebody's talking about their ex. If you talk about it, I personally don't make a habit of that. But there are some people that got to know about this, or they got to tell you about this, so you know not to make these mistakes. What do y'all have to say about any of the clips that we played, or any of the topics that we speaking on right now?
For me, my partner knows my ex. I made it a point to introduce them to. I wanted to put that bed to rest. There ain't nothing going on. Ain't no attachment or nothing. I was very honest about that. And as for the vetting process, that's correct. I did vet. I vetted my wife when I married her. And my partner here, I vetted her. So I knew what was going on with that. And as for the body, yeah, she's a big girl, but that didn't bother me one bit because I loved her from the heart. So I don't judge her like that. And as for the girl talking about, being in a relationship with somebody married, I wouldn't even bother with that. I wouldn't give my business. I don't put my personal business out there like that for people to just, to get in your business. I don't do that. That's one thing I don't do. I don't put my personal business out there like that. That's one thing I don't do online, and I will not do it. I don't put my personal business out there. And everywhere I go on these YouTube streets, that's what people make a big mistake of doing, is putting their personal business out there. But I won't do it. I'm in a relationship, I'll tell that. That's being honest. But other than that, it's nobody's business how much money I make or what I do. I'm just being honest. Who are you trying to impress? I'm not trying to impress nobody. I have a mate. So, so I keep things close to the vest. I do that. I learned a lesson on that. You keep your friends, keep your circle small. The two people that's going to hurt you is your friends and your family, because that's the ones that are closest to you. They know more about you, your friends and your family. That's who you tell people things to. So they're the ones that'll hurt you the most. I learned that. So I don't, even when I was married, she wasn't around. She didn't have friends. I didn't have her around my friends because I had very few. And she wasn't interested in that. She had a son to raise. She was more or less worried about the home. She wasn't worried about being around people. So it's about how a woman carries herself. That's all I got to say.
Anybody else got something they want to add to that?
I think in reference to the video with the young man with the car with the young lady, I believe they were really young, really young. So that should give him caution moving forward based on what the relationship may have still been with the young lady and her ex-boyfriend. I believe, it was a little bit more, but he wasn't thinking in that capacity. I mean, as far as any grown man, grown woman listening to somebody 5-10 years younger than that, shit, I go a year younger than them. To me, that's a low level thinking adult, because that person has not been your age. Now, you could probably have some things that could relate to that situation, but you should have learned from your misunderstanding of how to vet. You should know next time when you see certain things that you're familiar with, you got to dismiss that at the beginning. You cannot, maybe no, dismiss it, because as a man, you should understand who you are as you continue to age and what type of women that acquiesce to you, not you acquiescing to them. So I just think it's important as a man looking to find the woman that he's needed in his life. You can't listen to somebody younger than you. That to me that's going to deter you even more. And even women, you have to look at the examples that are above you, or even if they're bad examples, you move totally opposite for yourself. You can't listen to people say all men ain't shit, all women ain't shit. And here you are, ain't getting no sex, ain't had no sex, but your thing is waking you up every day. Your shit dripping all over the bed, but you ain't tried to meet nobody. So you got to understand these as individuals. If you want a result, put yourself, y'all heard this saying, don't get ready, stay ready. I know I'm saying it wrong. You should put yourself in a position where you're ready. So when the opportunity permits itself,
if you stay
you should
ready,
be willing and
Stay ready.
open.
You don't got to get ready.
There you go. Be willing and open enough to accept that dynamic in your life. Nothing is guaranteed in your fucking lives. Y'all black, poor, and broke like me in America. What are you going to do in the next 10 years of your life? Complain about it or focus on yourself? Man, this is springtime. All y'all fucking young dudes should be out working out, lifting weights, calling the girl that you want to get with. If she ain't trying to look at you, keep that shit moving. Women, hit that fucking park, get that back fat off, learn how to cook, learn how to sew. All that shit will change for y'all. Y'all be millionaires and kings and queens in the next 20 years. If not, y'all children gonna be poor and broke. And that's all I got.
So I wanna say this, and then we're gonna go around the panel and let everybody make their closing statements, and we're gonna peace out. I did a little research for this topic, not a lot, just a little bit, and it was my assumption that marriage in America was more likely to fail than succeed, based on strictly on statistics. It is a lot of times associated with the same success rate as small business and so on and so forth, with close to 50% of marriages ending in failure. Well, here are more accurate stats. I'm gonna read this to you. After reaching a 40-year record low for 2 consecutive years, 2020 and 2021, at 14 divorces per 1,000 married women, the divorce rate rose slightly in 2022 to 14.5. The overall trend in the divorce rate since 2008 remained downward despite the slight increase in 2021. It says 40 to 50% of marriages end in divorce. The divorce rate of the second marriage is even higher, approximately 60 to 67%. Lack of commitment is noted as the most common reason given by divorcing couples to a recent national survey. And the second reason, at 56%, 73% says it was a commitment issue. 56% say it was because they argued too much. Now, there is a crossover. It's not more than 100%. But 50% of the people said, we just argue too goddamn much. And then 73% of the people that they surveyed said the other person just wasn't fulfilling what we agreed to, whether that was infidelity, just neglect, whatever the case may have been. Third marriages are the highest divorce rate at 73%. So let's add one more. Couples who cohabitate before marriage have a higher divorce rate than those who do not. You would think it would be the opposite. Statistics say otherwise. It is true that women initiate divorce more often than men at 70%. But here's the kicker. The average length of marriage in the US, only in the US, 8.2 years. That's how long the average marriage is expected to last. If it's gonna fail, it's gonna fail in either between year 1 and 2 or year 6 and 8. If it's gonna fail. So when you first get together, or when you hit that middle road where it's like, hey, we've been in this thing and either we in or we out. The point of no return, as you would call it. Those are the two checkpoints. But anywhere during this process, I would consider it vetting all the way up until the date of marriage. So whether you're living with somebody, you're not living with somebody, it's not necessarily going to be the thing that determines your success or your failure. So what it says, about 42 to 44% of marriages will end in divorce, but that also factors in people who have been married multiple times. So at the end of the day, the actual rate of marriage is actually significantly above 50%. It's more likely for your marriage to work than not to work. And it's actually more likely to work if you don't live together first. Who knows why? So all that said, with that information in your head, let's hear everybody's closing statements. If you have something you want to shout out your channel, please do it at this time.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Rue. Motherhood Sex Marijuana is in the building. And I got Sister J here. I just wanted to say that just in this point, I'm like so happily single, but I know that my heart yearns for the type of solid relationship that I think would be healthy and benefiting. But I do honor this just this time. So real quick, somebody was clowning on me on the phone, telling me like, oh, you know, you already had kids, like you should be just giving that shit away. And it's like, you know what? Okay, Kevin Samuels, pump your brakes. Okay. There is such a thing as, I'm not saying that I need to save it for my wedding day. I'm saying that I need to, for my own sake and for the ability to focus on my children right now, I need to just work on myself, better myself. And then I think that my vibration will attract, as well as these clarifying questions per the vetting journey, right? Because I didn't ask clarifying questions. I was just basing it off of hormones. Whereas now it's like there's too much to lose now. So that's the only bit I wanted to share. Peace and love.
Peace, sister. Thank you for sharing. Trey, let's do it.
Oh man, these conversations have been rolling all through the YouTube streets the last couple of weeks. Listen, if you're young, you know what I'm saying, and you're trying to get yourself in a better position than the life that we all started from, maybe in the projects, maybe in your hood, you know, and you want to escape it, you got to take some of these little nuggets that you hear from everywhere that's going to benefit you. Damn how the person said it. Don't nobody give a damn about how you feel when somebody say, take the meat and spit out the damn bones. Y'all cannot spend the rest of y'all 20 years of your strongest years of your lives complaining about what somebody is and what somebody ain't. We all ain't, because it's showing in our streets. Our neighborhoods are falling apart. The family, the hell with the family. Y'all don't even like your cousins any damn way. So if you want a different lifestyle, get a little selfish right now. Save your money for 6-8 months. Work out 6-8 months. Hopefully you might find your husband or your wife while you're on your jog, while you're working out. Learn how to respect yourself. Speak to people with kindness, because all that plays into your blessings too. You can't go about what happened when you was 9, about how you live. So fucking what? Change it. It's your life. This is the greatest time for you as a young adult right now, and I'm telling you. Sit around and keep crying for the next 5 years, these immigrants coming over here. They go kick y'all out of y'all fancy ass apartments because y'all not working together. Y'all gotta find a way to work together. We all got fucking problems. You need $10,000 more today than you did 5 years ago. And if you decide to get married, commit to the marriage. Have conversations every day. I do agree with the brother. Don't move in with somebody before you get married. You went over that little ragged ass house and you know how they live when you got over. You saw the toilet was nasty. If somebody's toilet is nasty, that's not a, well, some people like it. But if that's not you, man, you gotta congregate to the people that act like you and talk like you and move like you. Not to say nobody's better than the other, but where do you want to be in the next 20 years of your life? Young folk, find a way. Y'all can do this shit. The future rides on y'all, on you young ones, on you 35 and under. This is y'all future. Y'all kids ain't gonna have no relationship. They ain't gonna have no money. They ain't gonna have shit because y'all spending and blowing it all. Concentrate on being better. Everybody, it's the weekend. Do what you got to do for yourself, man. We here, man. And fuck y'all. The baby, the Gen X. Yeah, we outside. Get some of that melanin, get some of that vitamin D. They'll run the ADHD at your damn kids. They'll be a little calmer in school.
Yeah.
Get them outside, let them sweat that shit out like real people had to do back in the day. Sit on the fucking concrete. Take them to the playground. That's all I got, man. Take them swimming, soccer, all that shit. Fuck it. Take your weeds off, makeup, and be pretty as hell all summer. Thank you, man.
What he said. Smitty, my brother, what you got for me?
I would say, look, I'm going to keep mine short and sweet. Those who want the truth, those who want something better for themselves, that is right there for you whenever your ass decide to go and get it. Whatever it is that you want, that shit is not that far-fetched. It is not out of your reach. It's not hard to find. Whenever you decide that you want to acknowledge it and then take time to go ahead and, be close to it, nurture it, and allow that to be something to grow, whatever that something might be, you will have it as soon as you decide to go get it. When I didn't have everything that I have right now today, when I didn't have it yesterday, it's because I just chose not to buckle down and make sure I put all my ducks in a row and make sure I got my shit together and prioritize over pleasure, so on and so forth. At 41, it's been some years now. I say it really clicked and I've been on this path about maybe like the last, about 6 years now, 5 years, and I have what I have all the way down to a wonderful woman in my life, and everything is because I buckled down, got my shit together. I've been chasing my purpose and I chose to receive. I don't run and chase it away. I don't think of a reason not to accept the gift that's being given to me, regardless of what that may be. So whoever wants that shit, you'll have that shit when you decide to get it. If you don't have it and if you don't get it, it's truly, honestly, because you really don't want it. I don't care what reasons you put behind it. Oh, too picky, whatever. I don't want to hear none of that. You don't want it. Don't want to hear it. Because if we know anything about life, there's nothing and no one that is perfect. So to have any kind of perfect expectation, that's just an excuse to say I really don't want it, but I just don't want to word it that way. But with that being said, I love us. I digress. My mic is muted. Y'all be easy tonight. Respect.
Wow. Well, one thing nobody never mentioned is you better look at your health and take care of your health. Don't be like me. Cancer can strike anybody. People don't look at that. People don't go to the doctors and get themselves checked out. We're out here living our lives. You don't have a care in the world, but you don't look at your body. And I got a wake-up call. And it was a hell of a wake-up call to get. You don't know how long you have on this earth. You enjoy it while you're here. And that's what I'm fighting to do. But what I try to send to everybody is look at your health. Check on your health. Your health is the most important thing in the world, especially when you're married and you're with somebody. Because the last thing you want to do is leave somebody by themselves. And unfortunately for me, that might be the situation, you know. But I have to deal with this. I have to fight it and do what I can. But I always try to send that message, you know. Sure, we got many things going on in life, but nothing's more important than your health. To be there for that your partner, and you're working together, and the last thing you need is to be gone out of here and then look at where you're at. Watch your money. You don't want to leave your partner with your debt. That happens to many people out here. People don't understand that. When you die or they die, you're stuck with that. So you have to face that. You have to live with that. And the last thing I want to do, and I don't have any, because I don't want to leave her like that. I would never want to leave her paying my debt. But like I said, you know, I want people to be conscious of that because it's real. Cancer is real, and anybody could have it and not know it. That's why I say, you know, it's important to go out here and make sure your health is right and make sure you live a long, prosperous life. And another thing is, you know, these guys say, why buy the cow and you can get the milk free? That's what's going on today. That's why nobody's out there getting married, because it's free. So why be in the commitment when they can just go out here and do it, you know? But I enjoyed everybody on the panel. Thanks for inviting me up. I appreciate it. Much love to everybody. And again, you know, just make sure you get yourself checked out. Man, your health is important. Man. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right. So thanks again for having me on here. I love hearing, as a woman, I actually really love hearing men's perspectives because I only know a woman's perspective and I only know based on my own experiences. So I love hearing these coming from you guys. So thanks for having me on here. As far as the vetting process goes, I just believe that we really need to be focusing on people's characters and to make sure that we are aligned and equally yoked. That's something that we and not try to force people into our own boxes of try to force people to make them be right for us instead of just leaving the people who are wrong for us alone. Just let it be, move on. But anyway, thanks again for having me. Follow me on Instagram at daisha.mb. I'm an artist. I do commission. I do portraits, all that fun stuff. So look me up, Daisha MB. Anyway, thanks for having me on, and I digress.
Best.
All right. Yeah. Man. Yes, y'all. You know what I mean? Mr. Best is here, you know what I mean? Close it out.
I'll make the official close out, so you could just, you know what I'm saying, do you, and then I'll close it out.
I can do me? Okay. Thanks. Look, y'all, man. Look, man, you know, birthday week is here, man. Excited. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Everybody, please, man. Just love is in the air, man. Spring, man. Let's be happy. Let's be focused. Let's have a smile on our face like my sister Ruby Doll right there. You know what I mean? Let's all be happy. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. Make love, you know what I mean? And not war. But no, on the real. You know, my grandmother always said, watch as well as pray. You know what I'm saying?
Come back to watch as well as pray, bro. Cut out.
Okay, watch as well as pray. There we go. My grandmother always said, watch as well as pray. And that's so true. Like you have to, you know, always be mindful of the energies and things around you. You know what I'm saying? And that is essential and that is key. I think, you know, in vetting, you know, you just have to, you know, pick those, you know what I mean, who are matching your energy or someone who can actually, you know, encourage your energy or make your energy go higher. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we may be at a lowly place and we need somebody to encourage us. That could be anybody. It could be a man or a woman, right? You know what I mean? So it's not gender specific. And to be honest, like I said, in relationships, we got to understand that both men and women are asking literally for the same exact thing when you really break it down, right? But let me say this as well. You know, number one, I want to say, you know, I want to send a speedy recovery and much love to the brother TC Top Cat. You know what I mean? Definitely, brother. Thank you for coming up here. Thank you for inspiring us. Thank you for encouraging us. And I wish you all the blessings and much recovery, brother. You know what I'm saying? Much love, definitely. You know what I'm saying? He's absolutely right. We need to focus on our health. We need to focus on really eating the right things, exercising, doing all those things. Those things are what's going to count. You know what I'm saying? And we need to focus on loving each other, man. What happens to just loving each other and being there and just knowing we all going to have strengths and weaknesses. Not all of us going to be able to just do the same stuff, right? Some of us are going to have weaknesses. Some of us are going to not be able to be like everybody else. And that's fine. That's what makes us great. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us that diamond in the rough. Those imperfections is what makes us perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? As my sister Daisha likes to say, 1 Corinthians 12:9. You know what I mean? These, when we are weak, we are strong. So we have to embrace that, understand that, you know what I mean? And stop comparing each other to each other. Stop comparing ourselves to celebrities. Stop looking up to what other people say online or anywhere else. You know what I mean? And let's really focus on really building each other up and loving each other, man. You know what I mean? Because you may be able to have a talent that I don't have a talent in. That doesn't make me less of a man. I may have a talent that's greater than yours. That don't make you less of a person either. You know what I mean? So let's get back to loving each other and helping each other to grow. Love you guys. Y'all know that already. Y'all know y'all can find me anywhere. I'm only one call or text away. Love y'all. Holla at me.
Yo, peace to everybody who came through tonight. Peace to I'm not gonna name you individually. But if you're just catching up, trust me, you want to see the replay. So go back and run it back and watch the whole thing. Support the channel, drop the likes. Make sure you follow everybody who's up on the panel. Make sure you go back and follow my brother Smitty on Smitty's Corner. And I just want to. This is a personal topic to me. There's a lot of topics that I have a dog in the fight, and there's a lot of them that I don't. But I'll be 40. I'll be 40 shortly. You understand? And I could write a whole movie with my love life history, like a thriller, and everybody would be well entertained except me. And at the end of the day, I just want my happy ending, just like anybody else. But I don't have enough want to put a whole bunch of energy into another failed adventure. I almost rather just do me and do myself. You know what I mean? And continue progressing in that fashion. So this is my last hurrah. You know what I mean? Victor Freeze, aka Victor Freeze Music. The DMs are open. You know what I mean? So I'm not looking for anything, but if something should fall in my lap, I won't smack it on the floor. That said, this topic is about vetting. Now, let's address one more thing before we get out of here. In the American dating scene, the vetting process refers to a method by which individuals assess potential romantic partners before committing to a relationship. This process typically involves evaluating compatibility, values, personality traits, goals through various interactions, such as dates, conversations, and shared experiences. Vetting allows individuals to make informed decisions about pursuing or continuing a relationship based on their preferences and requirements for a compatible partner. Now, in a perfect world, all of those things would lead up to some kind of a long-term partnership, whether you believe in marriage or not. But there are been some people who have done some research on a professional level, and they've narrowed it down to 6 factors that cause divorce. And the number one of all of those factors is contempt. And they describe contempt as having these descriptors: a lack of regard for your spouse's freedom and space, a lack of respect for the other's time, insensitivity towards the other's need for safety, disregard for the spouse's need for privacy, ignoring the partner's need for intimacy, communication, or connection, and just plain and simple, not being appreciative of one another. If you see any of these signs, before you make that big decision, before you jump into a relationship, before you do the nasty, dodge it. Dodge it. Let that bullet fly right past you. What Neo said, I was dodging bullets. When you're ready, you won't have to. You understand what I'm saying? You got to see it coming. So for all of our younger ones out here that's watching and trying to pick up some game, you're going to have to take some bruises. Listen to your OGs, but live your own life. Because people will lead you down the wrong path or talk you up out of something you should have stayed in, or tell you to stay in something you ain't got no business staying in. You know what's real. Listen to your gut, but not your deceptive heart. There's two different things. And with that said, I appreciate all y'all. This is Victor Freeze Music, aka Just Vic. And this has been another episode of Cooling It with Vic, aka Vic's Kickback. And we'll be here again. Y'all make sure y'all look for us. Peace to the family. Holla.